Yellow Jacket Hockey is on the air from Westman Arena on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where tonight the Yellow Jacket women's hockey team is looking to win back-to-back games for the first time this season as they play host to the Beloit College Buccaneers. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to an abbreviated Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. Alongside the Big Sound Matt Johnson, I am John Garfer. We have Abby Hoffman rinkside as well. But the situation at hand here for the Yellow Jackets. They are in the WIAC tournament. This is the final weekend of regular season play for them before they get rewarded with a trip to River Falls, which I'm sure everybody's excited about. But a new team right now, considering how the last game went for them, finally getting to taste victory. Yeah, they were being so close here, especially in the second half of the season. They played a lot of 1- and 2-goal games, just have not been able to get the bounce they needed, and finally were able to get over the hump against UW-Stevens Point. They've also had a couple of weeks off now, so they're well rested and probably looking forward to playing a Beloit team they've already beaten this year. So for the Yellow Jackets, this is an opportunity to get some momentum heading into the conference tournament against the top-ranked team in the country, two-time defending champions, national champions that is, in UW River Falls, but a chance to take on a Beloit team, like I said, they've already beaten, and they're going to see if in the last two regular season games this weekend. So we talked about that in the interview I did with Coach Bree Simon, which we will play during the first intermission. I was going to do it for pregame, but because we have the wonky start time between Yellow Jacket TV and KUWS, well, you save it for the first intermission. But we talk about that gap. You get the victory, and all of a sudden now we have that 2 weeks or a week off. So you're 2 weeks between games. How do you pull some of that momentum back that you were finally able to establish? Right. It's one of those things where you just have to try to maintain that feeling that you had after you got the win against UW-Stevens Point. I mean, they've been waiting for that moment for a long, long time. Lost a lot of games in a row. Had an absolutely positive result against St. Benedict, but then it went for a long time where they didn't have any real success, unfortunately, at the end of games. They played well in the 60 minutes, but couldn't find a way to get the win. And then when you finally do get over that hump, it's an elated feeling for them. It's got to be a morale builder, and also the fact that, like I said, last time they were out on the ice, they won. So that's a nice feeling to have going into, like I said, a situation where you can possibly even build some momentum for the conference tournament. Quick look at the starting lineup in this one first for the Yellow Jackets. It's going to be Maddie Wastrel getting the starting goal, a 5'5" freshman from Champlin, Minnesota, making her 8th appearance on the season. She's 1-5, a 3.90 goals against average, and 872 save percentage. She was not the goaltender of record in the victory over Stevens Point, was the goaltender of record against Beloit earlier in this campaign. The starting defense pair in front of her, Riley Avalar and Veda Roski. The forward line, Ashton Parnell between Eiley Dahl and Maya Anderson. The other forward lines for the Yellow Jackets, Kasha Kovala will center Ella Horning and Avery Olenek. Anna Sherling will have Kendall Gustafson on the right side, Addison Fee on the left. Gabby Olson will center Aspen Lukazik and Jalen Wharton. Other defense pairs, Stacy Steiner and Brooke Bugas, Taylor Marks and Aislinn Carrick. Emma Kagora back in the lineup. She's the extra forward tonight. She's been out for a while with an injury, so she is back in the lineup for the first time in a while. Backup goaltenders will be Jada Moyer and Aaliyah Grishas. On the other side, it's going to be Madison Bliss getting the start for Beloit, a sophomore from Fort Francis, Ontario. Turn the lights off here, and I can't read everything I want to look at here. Making her 12th appearance on the season. She's 1-8, has a 5.18 goals against average and an 882 save percentage. The Beloit team, like the Yellow Jackets, struggling offensively, averaging less than a goal a game. Yeah, they're a team that's in transition as well, much like their men's team, by the way, with this Beloit squad. A lot of Northland College transfers coming down to play for a brand new program at Beloit, so they're kind of filling themselves out as well. They're kind of trying to figure out where they stand, same way the Yellow Jackets have been this year, so two teams kind of in a similar position heading into this weekend series. Final weekend of the regular season for the Yellow Jackets. Final games of the season for Beloit. And so it's they got nothing left to play for here except for some pride on the remainder of this season and hoping that they can establish a little something that they can carry over into next year. Correct. Yeah, that's pretty much it. On the other hand, looking to form a winning streak for the first time this year and also hopefully get themselves in a good position as we head to the WIAC tournament. That'll do it for our abbreviated pregame show. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem. We'll be back with the drop of the puck right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Women's Hockey on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Sports Network. Yellow Jacket hockey is on the air from Westman Arena on the campus of the University of Wisconsin-Superior, where tonight the Yellow Jackets are going to look to win their second consecutive game as they play host to the Beloit College Buccaneers. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Yellow Jacket hockey from Westman Arena. I am John Garver. He is the big sound Matt Johnson. The Gus Bus is back in the studio, and Abby Hoffman is rinkside as the Yellow Jackets get ready to take on Beloit. Pregame show was abbreviated on Yellow Jacket TV. It was non-existent on KUWS radio, but we are now live on both, and the play is underway here at Westman Arena. The Yellow Jackets win the opening face-off. The opening face-off sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, Northern Wisconsin's Island Getaway. The Yellow Jackets attacking from left to right here in the first period. Have the puck in the offensive zone. Finally, Beloit will take control, and they're going to clear that back out into the neutral zone. It's going to come all the way down the ice. Wastrel fumbling with it a little bit at the foot of the goal crease. Yellow Jackets with some miscommunication, unable to clear the puck out of their zone. Beloit has control now on the left wing side. Mackenzie Kostia tried to center. That one broken up. Yellow Jackets back the other way with Parnell. Dropping it off for Avery Olenek. She plays that one down into the Beloit zone, left wing corner. Puck tied up along the end board now. Beloit coming away with it. Yellow Jackets get it back. Kovala on the right wing corner. She centers. That's going to be blocked. Beloit regaining control. Addison Grolke up the left wing. That doesn't come out. Stacy Steiner for the Yellow Jackets takes the shot from the right point. That's going to catch traffic in front. Bouncing puck comes up to the blue line, and at the left point, the Yellow Jackets, Ella Horning, able to poke it toward the left corner. Beloit gets control there, and they will clear it back to neutral ice. Yellow Jackets tag up and come right back on the attack. Horning on the right wing. Gets it to the top of the right circle, takes the wrist shot through, and Madison Bliss will make the save. In the right wing corner, Addison Fee for the Yellow Jackets, battling for possession. Beloit coming out with it here. I thought they had name bars in their jerseys, and I was really excited, but they all say Beloit.
Correct. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing in the pregame, John.
It's going to come all the way down. It's going to be an icing call on Beloit. I mean, we could just call everybody Beloit.
I suppose we could.
But
a little impersonal, though.
It is a little on the impersonal side,
yeah.
And there are plenty of announcers out there that would just do that.
Correct.
Beloit has the puck. Beloit takes a shot.
Yes, there are. We're not those guys, though.
We're going to do our best to not be that tandem here this evening. Aislinn Carricker from the right point takes a shot off the draw. That's going to miss wide. Puck comes down behind the Beloit goal, taken there by
somebody from Beloit.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yes, you are correct, Matt. Take over. Tate Hutchinson now for Beloit. Plays that one up the right wing side. That's going to come to the line. It does sneak out. Yellow Jackets are going to be forced to regroup.
I figured we'd get that out of the way in the early going here, John.
Thank you very much. Kendall Gustafson sends it back in. Puck pops up in the air. Now Lukacic for the Yellow Jackets. She gets upended. That's going to be a penalty, as Tate Hutchinson took the skates out from underneath Aspen Lukacic, and she fell with gusto on that trip. And it's going to be an early power play here for the Yellow Jackets.
She lost both of her footing on that side. Both skates went up in the air, and she took a tumble and came down on not the side you want to necessarily fall on, but it's good enough to draw a penalty. 5 shots on goal rate for the Yellow Jackets, and they'll go out to the power play here with 17:36 remaining opening period. Good tempo so far from UWS. Kind of start with Ashton Parnell right at the opening faceoff, coming in and getting a good sharp angle shot on Bliss's goal. And ever since then, the Yellow Jackets have been buzzing around a little bit here in the offensive zone.
I see what you did there. Yellow Jacket Power Play sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Clean, reliable Superior. Olenek on the right wing boards, has the puck get past her, and it's going to come out into the neutral zone. Backing it up here, Stacy Steiner for the Yellow Jackets. Hutchinson for a trip at 2:24 of the first period, giving the Yellow Jackets that first power play. They come into the game with a power play at 8.6%. It's been a struggle so far with the advantage this season. In the left circle, Steiner has it here for the Yellow Jackets. She carries down behind the net, tried to center, goes off the defender, bounces into the goal crease, and Madison Bliss will drop down with the glove and cover that one up. And we're going to get a face-off coming up here in the Beloit zone. 1:22 left in the Yellow Jacket power play. 16:58 to play first period. Yellow Jackets and Beloit scoreless from Westman Arena in Superior. I am John Garver. He is the big sound Matt Johnson. Abby Hoffman rinkside. Just getting it cranked up here on this Friday. First of a 2-game set between the Jackets and the Bucks. Jackets won the first meeting of these two clubs earlier in the season. Anna Sherling behind the net now for the Jackets comes out. Has it in the left circle. Carries into the high slot. Now has it right circle. Has completed one lap of the offensive zone. Still has control of the puck on the left wing boards. Scherling drops it off now. Gustafson plays it up top. Horning a shot from the right point, hits traffic in front. Now a great hop off the boards in the left corner. Comes right to the front of the goal. Yellow Jackets unfortunately can't get a stick on that, and it's going to be sent all the way down the ice. Yellow Jackets will regroup here. 45 seconds left in the power play. Scherling carries up the right wing. She had a great weekend against UW Stevens Point a couple of weeks ago. Her shot from the right circle gets blocked, and that's going to be sent all the way back down the ice. Yellow Jackets will regroup once again here. Under half a minute to go now in the power play. 4 minutes gone, first period. No score from Westman Arena in Superior. Gustafson up the left wing, crosses the Beloit line, throws the pass into the slot. It's behind Kovala, and the Buccaneers will come back with it here, and Maddie Hoffman will send it all the way down the ice. I wonder if that's any relation to Abby Hoffman. I'm going to guess, probably not.
Yeah, I'm guessing not. That's a pretty common last name.
Olenek up the left wing, crosses the line, down to the left corner in the Beloit zone, circles behind the net to the right corner. Now sends it up top. Steiner right point, back to Olenek on the right board. Penalized player is back on, so the Jackets 0 for 1 on the power play. Olenek feeds it into the slot. Addison feed the one-timer, and a skate save made by Madison Bliss. Puck goes to the left corner. Eiley Dahl digging away for it there. It's going to be poked free and comes toward the front of the Beloit goal. Scooped up there by Natasha Ludwig. Heads up as she went to clear and puts that one up into the stands.
I'm impressed. Those fans didn't even flinch down there, John. That puck came flying over the boards near side.
That is an experienced hockey watching crowd, apparently, because they
didn't even flinch.
They didn't blink at that thing.
Yeah, usually you'll see somebody at least kind of, take a little defensive move there. Nobody even moved a muscle.
Nobody running for cover or anything.
Nope.
Face-off is controlled here by Beloit. It's going to be carried to center. Natasha Ludwig up the right wing. That one's not going to go. Puck is finally chipped into the Yellow Jacket zone. Fussy gets it back for Beloit, and she'll dump it in. It's going to be played around onto the right wing boards. Finally, the Jackets' Avalar will settle it down. She carries up the right wing, crosses the red line, and sends it in. Puck comes to rest behind the net. Lukazik has it here, left wing corner. She sends it up to the left point for Roski. Roski's pass for Lukazik is intercepted and cleared back out into the neutral zone. At the Yellow Jacket blue line, Avalar has it here. She gives it off for Roski. Veda Roski now up the right wing, crosses the Beloit line, 1-on-5. Roski takes the shot right circle, sticked away by Bliss. Now the Jackets regaining control with Maya Anderson along the end board. She's tied up. Parnell picks up the loose puck. As we near the 6-minute mark of the opening period, shot 7-0 Yellow Jackets. We have no score. Anderson digging for it on the left wing, sends it up to Taylor Marks left point. She turns and takes the shot. That catches some traffic in front. Behind the net, Parnell tried to center. Dahl at the left post tried to get a stick on it. That doesn't go. Now Parnell turns to shoot, and she whiffs on it. And that's going to be cleared to the line. Jackets regaining control at center. Taylor Marks quickly transitions it back the other way. Takes a shot from the slot that's steered away by Bliss. On the left wing boards, Parnell. She tried to center. It's blocked. Beloit coming away with it. The Jackets with the steal down low. In the right corner, Olenek mishandles. Puck's going to pop up to the blue line. Now Kovala takes the shot. Bliss the save. Rebound shot there by Horning goes over the top of the net. Kovala on the left wing. Tried to send that one across to the right point. It gets blocked, and the puck comes back down into Yellow Jacket territory. Starting it back up ice. Marks for Horning across the line. She plays it wide of the Beloit net. It's loose behind the goal now. Taken there by Hutchinson. Stripped to the puck by Horning. Puck tied up along the right wing board. I'll apologize in advance for sniffles, throat clearing, and all those things. The crud finally found its way into the Garver home this week.
Not surprising.
So, if the voice is a little deeper than normal, that's kind of the reason. I don't know. Some people might like that. I don't know. Left wing boards, Beloit zone, now that the health report is done. Taken by Horning and driven deep. Comes around behind the net. Ice has been absolutely tilted for the first 7.5 minutes of play. But now Beloit back the other way on the attack. Daly across the line. Has the puck poked off her stick. She gets it back and sends it to the left wing corner. Jackets immediately pursue the puck. It's wrapped around the boards, and Addison Fee starts to center. Rink wide feed on the right wing, Gustafson. Puck hops off her stick. Gustafson tried to knock that one down. Sherling in to help out. Beloit coming away with it. Clearing attempt knocked down on the left wing boards by Avalar. Gustafson pursues the loose puck. Gets it to Fee on the left wing board. Addison Fee gets knocked down on the play. The puck comes to the blue line. Avalar's shot gets blocked. Beloit comes back the other way to center. Kylie Schreier loses the puck in front of the Yellow Jacket bench. Jackets back the other way. On the right wing, Gustafson takes a long-range shot that's directed wide. Now on the left side, Emma Klagora gets knocked off the puck. Beloit takes it back. Hannah Chady wrapped that one around the boards. Yellow Jackets regain control as it comes out to neutral ice. Avalar on the right wing board dumps it back in. Jackets need to tag up. Beloit will come out with it here. Hannah Chady sending it ahead for Hoffman on the right wing. Maddie Hoffman across the Yellow Jacket line, carries down to the right wing corner, circles back behind the goal, comes back up to the left point, and McElroy will drive that one deep. It comes around behind the Yellow Jacket net again. Shot coming in from the right circle, broken up by the Yellow Jackets. It ends up in the left wing corner. Behind the net now, this is Detch. Brittany Detch for Beloit. Excuse me. Loses the puck. Jackets come back the other way. From center, Jalen Wharton sends it in. Beloit coming right back out. They tip it into Yellow Jacket territory. Carrick will pick it up. Aislinn Carrick passes that one ahead. The puck knocked out of the air. Parnell gets it back. Now a steal by Beloit, but we're going to get a stoppage in play and an offside call on the Buccaneers with 10:15 to go in a rapidly moving first period. Yellow Jackets and Beloit scoreless. Shots currently 9-0 Yellow Jackets. Shots attempted 15-0. So they've done everything but score a goal.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's been some really good in-close looks as well for Yellow Jackets. A couple of point-blank opportunities so far. Bliss is looking good in goal, but the Yellow Jackets getting pucks to the net early and often so far here in this first period.
Avery Sinclair behind the net for Beloit. Plays it around the right wing side. It hops a stick and comes all the way down. Kennedy Grolke giving chase. She pursues that puck along with Aislinn Carrick as it rounds the Yellow Jacket net. Comes up the right wing side. Beloit gets it there. Julia Fussy with a shot from the left wing. That's not going to go. Jackets regaining control behind the net now. Staley Marks leaves it on the right wing boards. Picked up there by Carrick, and she'll get it to the line. Broken up in the neutral zone. Parnell gets it back. Feeds Eiley Dahl on the right side. Dahl into the Beloit zone. Carries down to the right wing corner. Now behind the Buccaneer net. Comes out the left wing side. Up top. Shot taken from the left point by Bugas is going to be tipped wide. Beloit will send it back out into the neutral zone now. Just inside the Yellow Jacket line, left wing board. Puck flipped toward the Yellow Jacket net, scooped up there by Kovala. Kasha Kovala comes around behind the goal, carries up the left wing boards, passes it ahead at center for Horning. The two defenders collide now, and it's Olenek in alone. Avery Olenek goes to the backhand, the shot, and Bliss makes the save. And then she blows a tire in the right wing corner, losing control of the puck. Now getting it back, right side Olenek. Up top, right point Steiner. Over to the left point in the middle. It's going to hop off the stick of Bugas, and Beloit will come back on the attack. Daly on the left wing. Sends it rink wide. Nobody there in a blue sweater, and Steiner will come back the other way. Steiner for the Yellow Jackets across the Beloit line. Carries it down into the right corner. Centers it into the slot. Bugas with the shot. Bliss with the save. Rebound loose on the doorstep. And doing the snow angel in the goal crease is Maddie Bliss, and she'll finally be able to grab that loose puck and cover up. Face-off coming in the Beloit zone.
Well, you can't really say anything bad about how Bliss has been playing in goal here to start, John. My goodness. I mean, she just stopped Olenek on not a complete breakaway, but a partial breakaway. Forehand to backhand, and then got the pad down, that left pad down, and then on that one, rising shot coming in from Bugas, and able to make the save was Bliss. And then, like I said, doing the full snow angel. There was about 6 bodies in the crease.
There was a lot of players down there.
But she's keeping a minute so far. Shots now 13-0, John, as we get to the media timeout. 8:18 left. And boy, you can't really ask for much more from the Yellow Jackets than this start so far. Just nothing in the back of the net as of yet.
Yeah, everything but scoring a goal so far. Fans, if you can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets, then tune in to Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join him, the big sound Matt Johnson, and me throughout the years. We sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available at uwsyellowjackets.com/podcast on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Unfortunately, we got snowed out of our last one.
We got snowed out of it this week. We were supposed to record on Wednesday, and Mother Nature said not so fast.
I've been telling people all week that little conversation that we had about, well, John, what do you think? I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I'll get back to you, you know. It was a snow day for the Superior School District, which changes the dynamic completely. And
well, I was not anxious about coming over the Blatnick Bridge considering the level of wind that was being recorded up there.
Yeah, 70-mile-an-hour winds up there.
70-mile-per-hour wind. I had a friend of mine who actually went across the bridge. I'm not sure why, but decided to go across the bridge and almost got blown into the guardrail. So I thought it would be a good idea not to come across the bridge that day.
Yeah, we were supposed to have men's hockey coach Rich McKenna on the show, and when we were at the point of deciding all this, he was like, yeah, there's no way I'm getting out of my driveway.
Yeah, well, knowing Rich in that, does he still drive that little car?
He does not.
Okay.
He does not. Puck is behind the Beloit goal right now. Comes out to Makala on the left side. She'll flip that up the boards. Jackets had an opportunity to hold that one in, but it's going to skip past them and come all the way down. Kylie Schreier for Beloit giving chase. She ties up in the right wing corner with Veda Roski. They both go down. The puck is underneath them. Worked free by Roski. Centering feed out front is going to be intercepted by Avalar. Riley Avalar for the Yellow Jackets over to Gustafson right wing. Now into the middle. The pass intended for Sherling doesn't connect. Sherling eventually does pick up the puck, however, and she'll start up the left wing, gets the red line, and fires it in. 7.5 minutes to go, first period. Yellow Jackets and Beloit scoreless. Puck is going to be tipped down into the Yellow Jacket zone. Comes around behind the net for Gabby Olsen. She sidesteps a check. Carries it up the left side. Heads up in there, Bree Simon, as that puck hops up into the Yellow Jacket bench.
Yeah, she went one way. Gavin Rasmussen went the other way because the puck came up into the bench. But looks like everybody's okay down there, though. I know that, speaking of which, Rich McKenna had an accident with a puck into the bench a few weeks ago.
Yeah, a little over a month ago now.
Yep.
He's no worse for the wear. Puck coming back down the other way. Lukazik for the Yellow Jackets up the right wing boards for Olsen. Right back down into the right corner. Beloit will come out with the puck. It's going to be wrapped around the right wing side by Chapman for Beloit. Chapman following the play. Trying to dig the puck out of the pile. It does come free. Into the slot. A one-timer taken between the circles by Gabby Olsen, and another save made by Bliss. Beloit gets control, and they will clear that up the right wing boards. It's going to come all the way down. And that will be icing. With 6:28 to play here in this opening period. Shots 14-0 Yellow Jackets, but we have no score.
Yeah, really good look there for Gabby Olsen, superior native, who transferred in at the break. John came in, had a rising shot. That was probably one of the harder shots we've seen so far. Bliss, puck rising on her, able to stand up and make the save. But Jackets been getting closer and closer here, getting lower and lower, closer to below the dots. And Bliss has stood tall so far. We'll see how long that continues here.
Puck is in the right wing corner, Beloit zone, scooped up there by Hutchinson. She wraps it around the boards. It's going to be tipped ahead and cleared out to the neutral zone by Ludwig. Steiner for the Yellow Jackets. Ahead on the right wing. Dahl now for Parnell. Parnell across the line, works it to the right circle, and her backhand goes wide. Behind the net, Maya Anderson picks it up. She falls down. The puck scooped up here by Parnell. She walks out left circle and shoots. It goes over the top of the net. On the right wing side, Steiner. Puck is going to pop up in the air. Comes down in the right corner. Dahl pursuing, but Beloit will come away with it. Julia Fussy plays that into the neutral zone. Yellow Jackets will regain control here. This is Bugas. Bugas sends it over now. Steiner on the left wing boards. Ahead at center for Olenek. She tips it in. She does not tip it in, and that's going to be icing.
I love a delayed call there. I was waiting for the arm to go up. It just never really did.
I always look to the lead official.
Yeah.
She put her arm up at the very end when she made the call. So,
yeah. I'm not faulting her. I'm just surprised it didn't go up a little sooner.
No, I don't fault anybody. Just throws me off a bit.
Yeah.
Because then I have to correct myself.
Well, it's hard from this vantage point, too. You're looking all the way across, and you can't tell. Sometimes it's just a little tip, and that makes a little difference.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently not. Now we got to face off in Yellow Jacket territory.
It'll be the right of Maddie Wastrel, who
hasn't had to do anything yet.
Hasn't had a whole. Well, she had that 1-3 hopper that bounced in on her that she juggled a little bit, but that's been about it. Otherwise, she's been at the lonely end of the rink here for you Tragically Hip fans. Shot coming in from the left point by Makala is going to go wide. Bugas has it here for the Yellow Jackets. Rotates it behind her net. Steiner, a little late getting there. It comes to the line, but the Jackets able to pick it up and clear with Horning now. Ahead on the left wing, Olenek. She crosses the Beloit line. Has it left circle, takes the shot. Bliss makes the save. Thought she had it in the glove, but dropped it between the pads. Ella Horning poking away at that loose puck. But it'll end up being a stoppage in play and a face-off. Shot number 15 for the Yellow Jackets right there.
Yeah, pitching is shut out in the shots department. I can't remember the last time I've seen this in a Yellow Jacket hockey game. 5:10 remaining, first period. Shots completely in the Yellow Jackets' favor at 15-0, but like you said, John, still scoreless up on the board here. 2-on-1
developing here for Beloit. Kostiuk up the right side, a shot right circle, and the save is made by Wastrel. So there goes the shutout and shots on goal. It was a good opportunity from Beloit, arguably the best opportunity of this opening period for either club. In the left wing corner. Comes behind the net now, Gustafson for the Yellow Jackets as the puck has come all the way back down into Beloit territory. Anna Scherling digs it free, left corner. Tries to get away from a checker. Now rotates it back behind the goal for Gustafson. Gustafson tried to center, but that hits the back of the cage. The clearing attempt is going to be held in by Roski at the left point. But now Beloit with the steal, and Mackenzie Kostiuk back the other way. She gets the red line and dumps it in. Avalar trying to pursue that puck, but she's being water skied by Addison Grolke behind the net. Had the stick on there and slowing her down. At any rate, the Jackets finally able to break it out. As Avalar comes up the right side and dumps it in. Comes around behind the Beloit net. On the right wing boards, it's controlled here by the Yellow Jackets, Lukazik. Now for Klagora. Under 4 minutes to play, first period. Yellow Jackets and Beloit scoreless. Centering pass from behind the net by Lukazik hits traffic. She gets it back. Lukazik on the right wing board, throws it in front. Comes to Klagora, shot and the save made by Bliss. Rebound was there. Unfortunately, the Jackets couldn't get a stick on it. Now Carrick at the right point takes a shot. It's blocked, knocks the stick out of the Beloit player's hand. Buccaneers get it back and clear. Carrick breaks that one up. Now the puck will kick back down into Yellow Jacket territory. Fussy tried to center. Jackets break it up and come back on the attack. Klagora couldn't handle the pass, and Beloit dumps it back in. Taylor Marks for the Yellow Jackets has it here. Marks on the left wing boards. That pass is going to get intercepted. It comes up to the line. Sinclair holding it in. Maya Anderson digs it free and is able to work it out into the neutral zone, allowing the Yellow Jackets to start a line change here. Meanwhile, Makala back the other way for Beloit. She crosses the red line and sends it in. Comes around the boards. At the right hash mark, Beloit gets control. Jackets with the steal. They clear it to the line, but it's not going to come out. Held in again by Sinclair. Behind the behind the Yellow Jacket net. Comes up the left side. Bugas for Parnell with a full head of steam. Up the left wing, Parnell. It's a 2-on-1. She tried to throw a backhand across for Eiley Dahl, but Tate Hutchinson does a nice job knocking that one out of the air. Parnell behind the net. Comes out right side. Throws that one in front.
Yeah, rising backhand pass.
That's a tough pass to catch. On the right wing boards, this is Parnell. Poking it down low, right corner, Dahl, back to Parnell in the right circle. Back to Dahl on the doorstep, her backhand blocked in front. Hutchinson to clear, she turns it over. Olenek behind the net. Throws that one all the way back around to the right side. Steiner has it now. Steiner in the right wing corner. Olenek in there as well. And we're going to get a stoppage with just 1:42 to go here in this opening period.
And we continue on here in this scoreless one. 17-1 now the shots. 1:42 left in the period. And Ashton Parnell's had a couple of good looks so far. I was a little bit surprised on that rising backhand pass to the slot. But other than that, if she gets that pass over to Eiley Dahl on that 2-on-1, Dahl has a really good chance at goal. A nice play, like you said, by Hutchinson to break it up for Beloit. And the chance goes by the wayside.
Puck is in the Yellow Jacket zone now. Roski behind her net. Pass is going to hop off the stick of Olenek on the left wing, and Beloit will hold. Now behind the goal, Kovala's got it for the Yellow Jackets here. It's going to be wrapped back around the right side. Held in at the left point and pushed to the corner. On the half board, the Yellow Jackets get it back. This is Horning banking it off the end boards. Now Veda Roski's got it here. And Roski throws it ahead on the left wing. It goes off the glove of Olenek. They see no hand pass. All right. And quickly Horning across the line, left circle, a shot, and the save is made by Bliss.
Good hard low shot there by Elling Horning. Keeping that close to the ice, letting it skid in there, and Bliss able to make the save, but a good hard shot there by Horning.
Puck is in the left wing corner. Beloit zone. Olenek's got it pinned to the boards. She's pinned by Chady. It comes up to the left point. Roski a shot. Stick save Bliss. On the left wing, Edison Grolke has it here for Beloit. She carries up the wall and dumps it in. It comes behind the Yellow Jacket net. Roski picking it up. She circles back away from the check. Gives it behind the goal for Avalar as they play catch below the goal line. Now Avalar up the right wing. Horning there to clear. It's not going to come out. 20 seconds to play in the period. Kovala sends it rink wide on the left wing, and Olenek's got it there. And then it's going to be poked off her stick, and that'll go up into the Yellow Jacket bench. And we're going to face off here in the neutral zone with 16.4 seconds to play in this opening period. A reminder that coming up during our first intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, we'll have our first period summary, and we will also hear from Yellow Jacket head coach Bree Simon. On the right wing, the puck hops over the stick of Kendall Gustafson. It comes back down into the Beloit zone. Taken behind the net by Makala. Now the Jackets with the steal. Sherling throws that into the slot. Was trying to get Taylor Marks coming down from the left point. That one doesn't go. And the horn sounds, bringing period number 1 to a close. Yellow Jackets with the edge in shots on goal, 19-1. Through 20. Unfortunately, nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. But all in all, you really couldn't ask for a much better start.
No, they did everything they needed to do in that first period except score. And you hate to put it that way, but that's pretty much how it went in that first period. I mean, they severely tilted the ice, huge territorial advantage. Everybody had some good looks, just about, it felt like, in a gold jersey here. Ashton Parnell started out with a shot right out the faceoff practically.
Yeah, she won the opening draw and took it right down into the offensive zone and buried it. And speaking of Ashton Parnell, she's ringside with Abby Hoffman.
All right, Ashton, you guys have really been controlling this game tonight, out-shooting them 19-1. What's been driving that success so far?
I feel like we're not playing down, and we're just going hard to pucks and throwing them on net, but we need to be a little more intentional with our shots, because obviously 19, we should probably have a goal in there.
Absolutely. And how do you guys keep up that energy and that momentum going into the second period?
I think just staying positive and cheering each other on would...
Absolutely. Okay, good luck. Thank you so much. Also, real quick, before I send it back to you guys, Maddie Hoffman is not my sister, but my younger sister is named Maddie Hoffman, and it's spelled the exact same way. So it's kind of been tweaking me out a little bit. It's freaky, but...
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Fair enough.
Thank you very much, Abby. What are the odds? Like, seriously, what are the odds of that?
I'd have to go back and do some math. But anyway, yeah, that's... I guess we found out what we need to find out there during the period break. And thanks, Abby, for that.
That's just dynamite drop-ins right there, too.
Exactly,
you know, I mean,
exactly.
I'm glad she's paying attention.
I'm kind of, I'm not quite sure what to say other than thanks for the dynamite. Dynamite.
We got it.
Yeah, we got it. Drop in. Yeah, I'll get it out eventually.
Scoreless here at Westman Arena after one period of play. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with our first period summary right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Sports Network. We're back here at Westman Arena. It's our first intermission. As always, the first intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. Yellow Jackets and Beloit scoreless after one. Not because of a lack of opportunities, however, because the Yellow Jackets with 18 shots on goal in that opening period. A number of high-quality chances in there at Matt's, including a breakaway that partial breakaway, I guess, that Avery Olenek had. At the other end, the one shot Beloit had, grade A opportunity.
Yeah, it was a 2-on-1. We had just gotten done talking, or I had gotten done talking about how Beloit hadn't gotten a shot on goal yet. Right off the draw, off of that commentary. And they come 2-on-1, get a shot on goal. And nice job by Maddie Wastrel. I mean, she was kind of standing back there by herself for most of that period, but came with the save when she needed to, and we're still at a scoreless game here heading into the second period.
13 different Yellow Jackets with a shot on net in that opening period. They have 19 skaters, so 13 of the 19 with at least one shot on goal. Nobody had more than two, so it gives you a pretty good idea of how the spread out the offense has been in that opening period.
Yeah, and I thought that Ashton Parnell made a pretty astute comment when she said we need to be a little more intentional of what we're doing as far as the shots go, because it seemed like in that first period they were just trying to get the puck on net no matter where it was coming from. A couple of rising shots, I can think of 3 or 4 that were really good hard ones. Ella Horning had a really good snap-off opportunity along the ice. She kept it low and hard. It was one of the harder shots. We've had a couple of rising shots as well that have kind of hit Maddie Bliss right in the chest area or near the chest protector area, and she was able to make the save on that. You talked about Olenek with the partial breakaway, went forehand to backhand. Nice job by Bliss to get the pad down and make the save. But UWS right now getting in deep, but they're not necessarily getting a lot of second and third opportunities because the rebounds have not been there so far either. So, again, that comes down to that intentionality, John, that Ashton Parnell was talking about, making sure that not only you get the shot on goal, because she's going to make the initial save. She's pretty much proven that here through 20 minutes. You might have to crash and get one of those dirty/greasy goals that we talked about to get this one going.
Only one penalty in the first period. It went to Beloit early, so the Jackets 0 for 1 on the power play. And by and large, everything went the way of the Yellow Jackets in opening 20, with the lone exception being they didn't score any goals.
Correct.
Yellow Jackets and Beloit scoreless after one. We'll take a timeout when we come back during this first intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We will have what should have been a pregame conversation. Well, it was a pregame conversation, just isn't played.
It would have been.
We're going to play that now.
Yes.
My conversation with Yellow Jacket head coach Bree Simon. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Sports Network. We're back on the Yellow Jacket Hockey pregame show, sponsored by National Bank of Commerce. It's Friday evening. The Yellow Jackets back home after a week off, getting ready to take on Beloit in their season-ending weekend series. I'm John Garber. We're joined by Yellow Jacket head coach Bree Simon, and for the first time all year, we get to do one of these after a victory. So I want you just to kind of take me through the last couple of minutes of that when you got the go-ahead goal, and you literally could feel the weight being lifted off your entire team.
Yeah, I will say that was the longest 35 seconds of my life when we finally scored. I'm trying to remember because it was a while ago, but again, it just shows what our group is capable of when we go until the buzzer. And we came out successful, which was awesome, and I'm super proud of our group. And like I've been saying all year, our record does not show what we are capable of. And yeah, I'm glad we got the win that weekend.
I feel like it was probably the first time, and if not the entire season, definitely in the 2026 portion of the schedule, you got that bounce that you needed. At the same time, that bounce born out of people going to the net and not stopping until they knew the puck was in the net.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what we've been preaching all year. And to our listeners and to you, I've said to you all year, it comes down to the little things. It's going to the net hard. It's getting those dirty rebound goals, the non-pretty plays that wins you games. And that's exactly what we did on Saturday. Friday, we did the same exact thing. Unfortunately, we should have came out on the other side as well, but we didn't, and that's okay too. But Saturday, we were doing the little things right, and that will ultimately help win games. So, yeah.
I thought your team defended really well.
Yeah, 100%. We've had to do that. Obviously, playing Eau Claire and River Falls the weekends before, had to be very defensive-minded. With Stevens Point being pretty similar to us, it was nice to kind of put it all together, being a defensive team, but also being able to be offensive as well, too. Where, again, when we had to play Eau Claire and River Falls, we had to be more defensive-minded than teams like Stevens Point.
And your special teams were really, really good the entire weekend. Yeah,
they were. Our PK, knock on wood, hopefully good tonight, but was very good that whole weekend as well. And we've been actually really good on the kill, which I would much rather be good on the kill than the power play, unfortunately. But our power play did well too. And it's nice to see that things are obviously later than I'd expect or want, but seeing the progress and seeing what we can actually do when we put a whole 60 minutes together, it is nice to see.
Felt great for Jada Moyer.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. Yeah, she was pretty pumped. I mean, all the girls were pumped, and it was even a special day too because it was alumni day. So all the alums were here, and it was just a very special day for us.
What was that celebration like in the locker room after the game?
It was pretty crazy. It was it's hard to put into words because I've wanted it all year for them, and like I say on these every single week, you go in the locker room and you just don't know what to say to them, to want them to keep going or to, come back the next day, re-energize, rejuice, for the next game. And so Friday stung a little bit, having to go into overtime and then losing and, going in there and being like, well, we have to come back tomorrow and we have to keep doing what we did to, Friday night and bring it into Saturday. And so when we finally did that, the locker room was a little more intense, which was nice to see too.
So the jubilation and everything, put that aside now because you've got Beloit coming into town, and I feel like the bye week might have come at a bad time because you finally got over that hump and got the win, and now we're going to take a week off before you get back into live action here. So what does that bye week do? Gets you a little bit of a break, but how do you make sure you pull that momentum back from 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's going to be a little tough. I think it's going to be a little bit slow start for us for that reason, not having played last week and having kind of a nice relaxing last week of practice, just not what we normally do during the week on game days or game weekends. So it's gonna be a little bit to get us back into it, but it's like I told him yesterday, and once again, it's just going to come down to the little things. It doesn't matter who we're playing this weekend. I don't care what their record is. I don't care what team they were last year, because they're right there with us as well too. So it's going to be a good battle, I think, this weekend as well, just as a couple weeks ago. So we'll see.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yellow Jacket head coach Bree Simon, and we were excited to finally be able to do one of those after a win.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
And she was like, I can't wait to hear what your questions are going to be this time, because we finally get to talk about something besides, well, still plugging away and still trying to do this, and this.
And it starts to get to a point where you feel like you're belaboring the point.
Well, that's what she said. I don't know what to keep saying to the girls, because we we keep going back to keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this.
Yeah.
And we're not getting the results. Well, they finally got the results this time. And,
you want to celebrate it, but you also don't want to get too high about it either, just because you want to start creating an expectation that you can go out there and win games. But
I think in an instance where you had a stretch like they did, you celebrate that thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you want to get a little higher than normal, for a couple of days, I'm all right with that. But it's funny, because in that interview she said, I think because we had that week off in there. It's been nearly 2 weeks since we played. I think it's going to be kind of a slow start for us. No,
they came out right away. There was a moment, I think, in the first minute where the puck was kind of sitting in the low slot in front of Maddie Wastrel. And you and I both were kind of like, well, there's a miscommunication. They can't seem to find the puck. But after that,
they found it the whole period.
Yeah, they found the whole rest of the period. So maybe a little bit of a misstep there, but not much of one. And, for that first period, the Yellow Jackets, like you said, pardon the pun, buzzing around quite a bit in the offensive zone. They were moving the puck well, able to get some good, shots in. I thought the point play was pretty good for the most part. And right now they're just lacking that finishing, as we would say in other sports, touch, where you just got to get that finishing play where you can get it in the back of the net and then, reap the full rewards of the play that you've made. But, you can't really ask for much more. 19-1 shots. That's pretty much full domination. You just don't have anything in the back of the net to show for it, unfortunately, at this point.
Yeah, he attempted 28 shots in the period, so the pucks were getting through.
Yep.
And I've said it a couple times now, they did everything except score a goal that period. So I think that's really the only thing. You go in the dressing room while the Zamboni's doing its job and just say, hey, keep doing what you're doing.
Pretty much. Yeah, I think going back to what Ashton Parnell said about being a little more intentional with your shots, also maybe want to be a little bit more intentional with your movement, too, to try to take away the eyes of Maddie Bliss, because she's seeing the puck well, clearly. She's making the initial save and not giving up much as far as rebounds. So it might be one of those situations where you got to create a little more traffic in front of her in the second period, try to take away her eyes and maybe get one to kind of sneak past her here to get things going.
Maddie Bliss, one of the players on this Beloit team that previously suited up for Northland College. Of course, after last season, Northland closing its doors.
It did, yes.
And a large population of Northland players making their way to the southern part of the state to play for Beloit.
Both on the men's and women's side.
Mm-hmm. We talked about that. We've talked about it. We haven't talked about it on the air. You covered Northland College.
I did, yes.
For many, many years over in Ashland. So, that's a massive loss for that community.
It is. And I know people in the Ashland area, and it's been hard. They have a lot of concerns about, even starting up small businesses like restaurants and things without the college there to also help support. So, it's. I don't think the situation is necessarily totally dire, but it's a big blow to the Ashland community, no question.
And I don't know if people truly grasp the full economic impact the university can have on a community.
And Northland was not a big school. The enrollment was about 700, 800 at its height.
But you have
it's
people
still
living in the community who work there, and
professors, you have other staff members. Even in a small school like that, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of people that are part of that. So, it was a real blow to the community, and it was something that they tried to put off for as long as they possibly could, John. They were ticketed to actually close the prior year, found enough funds to go through one more full academic year, but then sort of the economics of the situation just kind of, and the financial situation just kind of, unfortunately, kind of reared its ugly head, and it left a lot of Northland College athletes and students, for that matter, without a place to go. And for the men's and women's hockey teams at Beloit, it turned out to be kind of a nice thing for them, because a lot of them moved down to Beloit to continue their hockey careers. But that was a real tough stretch, I think, for people who were affiliated with the Northland College, kind of culture, and also the Northland College campus, to see them close their doors after, I think, over 100 years of existence. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets going right to left here in this second period. The puck is in their zone right now on the right wing side. Comes up the boards, and Avery Olenek will clear that to center. It's going to wobble its way down into the Beloit zone. Icing waved off on the play. Circling the net is April Vaki. Vaki sends it up the left side to neutral ice. Jackets break it up, and Steiner dumps it back in. Beloit tries the other direction this time. Avery Olenek with the steal. Olenek on the left wing. It's played up top. Bugas from the left point. Her shot blocked in the circle. Now it's worked free by Kovala. Kasha Kovala knocked down between the dots, and it's going to be picked up and sent back the other way, and that's going to go up into the netting. Or excuse me, into the Yellow Jacket bench, rather. And we got a face-off now in the offensive zone for the Yellow Jackets. 18:45 to play here in this second period. Yellow Jackets and Beloit scoreless.
I know we've talked about this before, but a lot of two-sport athletes on this Yellow Jacket team as well. There's quite a few of them. If we went down the list of all the athletes that play hockey for the Yellow Jacket women, you find them on a lot of other teams at UWS as well. Well, maybe we'll get a chance to talk more about that as we go, but kind of amazing the amount of two-sporters on this squad.
It's a Division III thing.
Yes, it is.
You know, and that's one of the cool things about Division III. On the left wing boards, Taylor Marks for the Yellow Jackets. Pokes it to the corner. Taken there on the left side by Anna Scherling. It's poke checked away from her. Yellow Jackets keep it in the zone. Scherling had it skip past her in the left circle. Beloit will clear to neutral ice. Taylor Marks will dump it right back in. Hutchinson has it behind the net here for Beloit. She sends it to the line, but not out. Marks takes the shot. Save is made by Bliss. That one fooled her a little bit. Rebound kicked up the slot. Marks gets it back. Shot from the right circle, blocked in the slot. Addison Feed couldn't quite corral that loose puck, and she pushes it just wide of the goal. Now Hutchinson has it for Beloit, and she'll play it to the line. Not out. Carrick holds in left point. Now it does come out to neutral. Mishandled in the neutral zone by Addison Feed. It's going to be dumped back into the Yellow Jacket zone by Rachel Fussy, and that'll be icing. And the faceoff is going to come back down in the Beloit zone.
Just continuing that conversation about the two sports on this team for the Yellow Jackets. Just off the top of my head, you've got Addison Fee, who's on the women's tennis team. Ashton Parnell plays golf. Maya Anderson on the softball team. Kasha Kovala on the women's soccer team. So, I mean, it's really spread out.
It really is.
Eiley Dahl runs track and field. So there's a lot of... It's actually, like I said, it's quite remarkable. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, there's a lot of two-sporters here, so even if they get done with their, when they get done with their hockey season, they'll be pursuing other sports here over the next couple of weeks once they get done with women's hockey.
Gets past Jalen Wharton at the point, and it comes out to neutral ice. Avalar for the Yellow Jackets feeds it ahead. Lukasik across the line on the left side. Had Wharton going to the net, but couldn't quite get the puck to the forehand and send the pass across. Now Beloit back the other way. Shot from between the circles by Dixon is blocked, and then she knocks down the Yellow Jacket defender Avalar, and that's going to result in a power play here.
They're going to get her for a cross-check, it looks like. Gaming tried to get a shot away, deflects off, and then took the stick up, catching Riley Avalar up near the head area. And I don't think there's a refereeing group in college hockey that's going to let that one go by, John, especially when it's near the head area. And Avalar went hard into the boards behind Maddie Wassel to our right. Therefore, second power play here for the Yellow Jackets. And
Kelly Millens, the head coach of Beloit, wanting an explanation. I mean, that was pretty cut and dried as far as, from what I can see from up here. So, second power play coming for the Yellow Jackets. They are 0 for 1. Power play sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Clean, reliable, Superior. That is SWLP.
Yeah, and she's not happy with the call as Coach Millen. She's letting the referee hear about it there. But like I said, Dixon got the stick up. She tried to get the shot away. And if you're going to catch a player in the head, though, with a cross check like that, that's always going to be called, I would think. I've never seen that one not get called, especially at the Division III level. So Jackets, like I said, back to the power play for the second time tonight.
Fianne Makala for Beloit tries to clear. It's held in by Marks at the left point. That should have been a penalty, but that one's going to be allowed to go. Now Horning from the left corner tried to center. It's blocked. Centering feed out front. Maya Anderson, the redirection, and that one gets broken up before it gets to the goal. Now Taylor Marks, left circle, takes the shot. That hits traffic in front, and Beloit will clear that all the way back down. They will change at least two of their penalty killers here as the Yellow Jackets retreat behind their goal. Taylor Marks coming out with it here. Marks carries it up the right wing side, feeds it ahead. Sherling across the line, gets away from one, has it in the slot, takes it on the backhand, a shot, and Bliss makes the save. And she just kept skating from right to left, backed everybody off, and had a good opportunity on the backhand. Now Horning with a shot left circle that gets blocked. Horning gets it back. Horning in the left circle. Plays it up top, left point Gustafson in the middle for Taylor Marks. Over to the right circle, Sherling throws that one in front. The redirection on the doorstep by Maya Anderson doesn't go. Now Kendall Gustafson in the right wing corner with under a minute to go in the power play. Gustafson carries up top, drops it off. Marks takes the shot. That hits traffic in front. And Beloit will send that one all the way down the ice. Block number 8 of the hockey game already for Beloit. 35 to go in the power play here as Avery Olenek starts up the left wing. Now she cuts it to the middle. Olenek across the Beloit line, left circle. Mishandles, gets it back in the left wing corner. Up to Addison Fee at the left point. She stick handles around one defender, takes the shot from the left circle. Bliss will make the save. And she will hang on. Face-off coming with 19 seconds to go here in the Yellow Jacket power play.
Yeah, Kovala was trying to set the screen there in front of Bliss, trying to take the eyes away again. Shot just a little bit high on that one. And Bliss able to make the save and force the face-off.
At the left point, Fee into the middle now for Steiner. Pass out of the reach of Avery Olenek on the right wing side, and Beloit will take control here, and Schreier clears but not out. Steiner holds it in at the right point. A shot gets through and is kicked away by Bliss. Penalized player back on, so the Jackets 0 for 2 on the power play now. Behind the Beloit net, this is Steiner. She's going to carry all the way up the right side. Curl it into the slot. All the way down to the left wing corner. Tried to center, it was blocked. Jackets regaining control here. This is Kovala on the left wing side. Tried to throw it toward the front of the net and whiffed on it. Now Fee picks it up left circle. She takes the shot and the save is made by Bliss. That one I think got up on Bliss a little faster than she expected. Got a glove on that, but now the puck will kick out into the neutral zone. And Beloit will tip it into Yellow Jacket territory. Brooke Bugas circles back behind her goal. Up the left wing for Olenek. Now Bugas again. Passes it in the middle for Addison Fee. Jackets passing not quite as crisp as it was in the first period, Matt.
Yeah, a little bit off right now. It's not tape to tape. They're having a hard time even when the puck does get there of handling it right now, John. And I don't know if it's coming up on them a little bit or it's bouncing a bit. But, yeah, the passing has not been as crisp thus far here early in period number 2.
Inside the line, this is Vaki for Beloit. She passes it ahead on the right wing. Jackets regaining control now. Wharton on the red line on the right wing board. Dumps it back into the Beloit zone. It's going to come around behind the goal. Cleared up the boards and tipped out to neutral ice. Emma Klagora for the Yellow Jackets back inside her own line. Leaves it behind the net for Bugas. Now on the left side, Roski. Veda Roski carries it up the left wing boards, gets to the red line. Plays it into the Beloit zone. Buccaneers will rotate that around behind the net. Brittany Detch on the left wing can't clear. Jackets send it back behind the goal. Comes up the right wing boards now, and it's going to be cleared out into the neutral zone. That's going to come all the way down, and that's going to be icing on Beloit. 13:04 to go here, second period. Shots 23-1 favoring the Yellow Jackets, but we still have no score.
Kind of the continuing story of period number 1 as far as the Yellow Jackets are concerned. Still getting good looks. A couple of sharp angle shots have come up. I said the one that came off the glove of Maddie Bliss in goal for Beloit, but like I said, we play on. We're approaching the halfway point of the hockey game. Still nothing in the back of the net as of yet.
Puck dumped back into the Beloit zone. It's going to get past Marks at the left point and come all the way down. Icing will be waved off on the play. Carrick has it for the Yellow Jackets now in her own zone. Her pass gets blocked. Big collision in front of the bench. Beloit player went down hard, but she is back up. Jackets back the other way. Eiley Dahl across the line. Dahl right circle, fires and misses wide. Marks holding it in at the left point. She flips it down into the left wing corner. Parnell giving chase. Maya Anderson in there as well for the Yellow Jackets as it's tied up along the end boards by Chady.
And a lot of this kind of stuff too, John. A lot of digging along the boards.
Yeah, a lot of good scrums along the boards. If you've seen that commercial, Charlie McAvoy would want to know what AI can do about that. I love that. Hey, AI guy.
Yeah.
How does it do in a scrum? What's a scrum?
Yeah. Whoa.
Puck behind the Yellow Jacket net. Now Marks sends that up the left wing for Anderson. She clears. It comes to Gustafson on the left wing board. She's one-on-one across the line. Gustafson, nifty move around and scores! What a goal by Kendall Gustafson as she goes through the defender, put the puck between the skates, got one-on-one with Bliss and beats her high on the glove side, and the Jackets are in front.
Goal number 7 on the season for Kendall Gustafson. She's the leading goal scorer for the Yellow Jackets this season, and she showed why right there. Beautiful patient move there, going backhand to forehand coming up, and then just roofing it over the shoulder of Maddie Bliss. And we finally have that first goal here, John, on shot number 24 of the game here for the Yellow Jackets officially.
For your UW Superior Yellow Jackets was number 18, Kendall Gustafson. She gets that goal unassisted. Gustafson unassisted at...
Unassisted goal for Gustafson. I have a hunch that's going to be changed.
Yeah.
Penalty coming on the Yellow Jackets here as they're going to get Stacy Steiner, who took down the Beloit player.
Got her stick underneath, and now a few words being exchanged as well as Steiner hits the penalty box. But what a move that was by Kendall Gustafson. That's highlight reel stuff right there, John.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, she dragged it, made a beautiful move. Stick handling her way around the defender, came up and just, like I said, roofed a shot over the top of Bliss. I mean, you can't really ask for a much better 7th career goal for Kendall Gustafson than that one. Just a beautiful play all the way around by the freshman from Hibbing, Minnesota.
Steiner going to the box. I didn't see the signal. Either checking, I want to say cross-checking, tripping. It could be any one of those.
I thought it might be tripping. I'm not sure, but
checking from behind, actually, the penalty of the 2-minute variety on Stacy Steiner. First power play here for Beloit. Coming into the game at 5.8%, so their power play, or check that, 11.7%. So their power play actually has been all right. Telling me that a lot of their goals have come with the extra skater on the ice. Jackets go to clear. That's going to get broken up, and then staying with it, Maya Anderson. She will play it all the way down. So 21 goals this year by Beloit coming into tonight, and a third of those have come on the power play. At center, Ludwig has it here. She's 1-on-3, dumping it into the Yellow Jacket zone. Picked up in the corner. Played around behind the net. Ashton Parnell will get there for the Yellow Jackets, and she'll clear it out into the neutral zone. It's going to be backed all the way up to the Beloit blue line. Taken here by Addison Grolke. She sends that rink wide out of the left wing for Hoffman. Not Abby Hoffman's sister. Unless, of course, she has a sister named Abby, then totally Abby Hoffman's sister. And if you didn't hear the first intermission, you're missing all of what I'm talking about. At any rate, puck gets up to the line, but not out. Schreier takes a shot. It's blocked. Comes free on the right wing side, thrown right through the goal mouth by Maddie Hoffman. Jackets will get control and send it back the other way. 30 seconds left in the minor penalty to Stacy Steiner. Fee behind the Beloit net. Gets interfered with beautifully there to spring the Buccaneers on the breakout. Carrying it to center now. This is Addison Grolke. And she'll put that one up into the Beloit bench.
Had quite a few pucks find the bench areas so far here in this game, John. 3 of them at least for UWS, a couple now for Beloit. And, you know, you and I have talked about this. It's a miracle the coaches don't get hit more often.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, by those pucks. I mean, we talked about Rich McKenna, the men's coach, taking one right up.
Yeah, right in the face.
Yeah, right in the nose area. But, yeah, it's amazing that they don't get hit more often.
I love that the first thing he said to me when I saw him was, well, I'm not a model anymore.
That's very Coach McKenna. And now some high stick work over there between a couple of players, one each way. And they're going to let that one go.
Yeah, I think they're going to.
Xana Sherling for the Yellow Jackets.
Make a call, but they decided to say no.
Yeah. And I think it was Kennedy Grolke also who got the stick up over there for Beloit along with Sherling. Try to keep the sticks down a little bit here, ladies.
4 seconds left in the minor penalty to Stacy Steiner. Shots 25-1 Yellow Jackets, and the 25th one was the charm for the Jackets. They lead 1-0 here with 9:15 to play in this second period. Puck is in the Beloit zone right now. Steiner's out of the sin bin, so the Jackets 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. Now behind the net. Ashton Parnell centering feet out front. Right on the back door was Maya Anderson, but she didn't get good wood on that. And Beloit will send that all the way down, and as a result, an icing call. But a nice pass right across the goal mouth by Ashton Parnell there. And Maya Anderson just whiffed on it at the right post.
Yeah, she's had a lot of opportunities so far in this game. Ashton Parnell, a good skater, one of the better skaters the Yellow Jackets have. We saw her create an opportunity in the first period just by blowing by the defender from Beloit, coming in on a 2-on-1. And she's been very active so far. Had the first shot on goal of the game for the Yellow Jackets and making a bid for an assist there. She's been, like I said, been very active for UWS so far here this evening.
Puck comes down behind the Beloit net. Chady there for the Buccaneers in to help out Parnell. Or check that as Lukasic, excuse me. 26 looked like 28 there for a moment. Now Beloit regaining control. They go to clear. Jackets break that one up, and it's going to come back to center. Steiner inside her own blue line has it here. There's a rink-wide feed onto the left wing for Lukasic. Lukasic across the line. Unfortunately, somebody else in ahead of the play, and the Jackets are called for the offside. Get the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear by visiting the Yellow Jackets Sideline store. Browse the latest styles of gear, including shirts, hats, sweatshirts, outerwear, and more. The Yellow Jackets Sideline store can be found at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop. With the big sound, Matt Johnson, Abby Hoffman ringside, the Gus Bus, and a host of favorites back in the studio. Training day back at the radio station. Bradley Lellis up here pushing buttons for Yellow Jacket TV. I am John Garver. 8:16 to play, second period here at Westman Arena. The Yellow Jackets leading 1-0 on Kendall Gustafson's 7th. First goal since January the 17th for Kendall Gustafson. And just her second goal since December 12th.
Yeah, she had a lot of goals in the first half of the year. Really did carry the Yellow Jackets offensively there for a stretch, John. And that seems like teams kind of started keying on her a little bit, trying to match up with her a little bit more. She had a quiet stretch there, and said her last goal coming against UW River Falls in that 4-2 loss back in January. And she breaks the dam here so far this evening, gets the goal, and Yellow Jackets leading it 1-0. And like I said, a really pretty move by Kendall Gustafson, who, by the way, happens to be on the ice at the moment for UWS. And we've heard Coach Bree Simon talk about her in previous interviews, John, talking about how there's a little bit of her game, Bree Simon's game, in Kendall Gustafson, and it's one of those situations where Coach Simon trying to kind of help her along in her career, see how far she can go, how good she can become. And just a freshman, like I said, now got 7 goals, 4 assists in her rookie year. Most freshmen would take that in a heartbeat. So
I would say, yeah, she's top scorer for the Yellow Jackets. Puck is dumped down in the Yellow Jackets zone now. Right wing corner. The centering pass broken up. Sherling for the Jackets up the left side for Addison Fee. She goes to clear. It's blocked. Puck caroms to the front of the net, and Stacy Steiner takes it there. Feeds it ahead on the right wing. Gustafson across the line. Right circle takes the shot. Bliss will make the save. No rebound available, and the faceoff will come here in the Beloit zone. 7:48 to play, second period. 1-0 Yellow Jackets.
It's one of the things we've seen about Maddie Bliss. She doesn't give up many rebounds. If she makes the initial save, she's usually going to be able to smother the rebound or not allow rebound whatsoever. And that's another one of those. If she gets a good look at it, she's going to make the initial save. So again, it's that intentionality of trying to create more traffic in front of her, get some loose pucks. Pounce on that, even though that was a beautiful goal by Kendall Gustafson. But you don't want to have to rely on that all the time to score goals. Want to get a little bit traffic out in front, try to maybe crash the net, create a rebound, and then be able to kind of pounce on it here and maybe add to this 1-goal lead. But she's played really well, going back to Maddie Bliss. She's been the best player on the ice, I think, either way so far here today.
I would concur with that. Kovala behind her own net here for the Yellow Jackets. Comes out the left side and feeds it for Olenek. Now Olenek up the left wing into the Beloit zone. Puts it between the skates of the defender. Puck comes behind the goal. Chapman try to play it up the left wing. Jackets break it up. It's in the skates of Horning. Now it's underneath a fallen player. Dug free by the Buccaneers, and they will send that out into the neutral zone. Jackets getting it back with Carrick on the left wing boards. Beloit gets it back. They go to dump it in. Player trapped across the line, and the Buccaneers are called for the offside.
Now, same 2 teams tomorrow in the regular season finale, and then the Yellow Jackets off to the WIAC tournament. Take on the top-ranked and 2-time defending national champions, UW River Falls, down at Hunt Ice Arena next weekend.
River Falls, the number 1 team in the nation.
not exactly surprised considering that they've won the last 2 natties.
Tied for first place in the WIAC with UW Eau Claire, who they will play tomorrow in the final game of the regular season. Jackets working into the offensive zone. Eiley Dahl, the doorstep, a shot save made. Parnell on the rebound, and somehow Bliss able to keep that one out.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that didn't go in the back of the net. I mean, Nash and Parnell digging for it right there. Bliss was actually in her own goal trying to, get the pads out, keep the puck out. And like I said, I'm not sure how it didn't go in the back of the net considering that Parnell was literally right there. But we play on 1-0.
Parnell's got it now in her own zone on the left side. Throws a pass rink wide. It hits a skate. Now Dahl has it here. Eiley Dahl for the Jackets across the line. Got hooked on the play. Wasn't able to get the shot off. Now Parnell right wing corner. Carries behind the net. Centering feed out front for Anderson. The shot. And Bliss makes the save. Rebound was there for a moment. And Maya Anderson can't buy one here in this second period.
No, she'll be seeing that one in her sleep tonight, John. That
she'll
one
be
was
seeing a
wide
couple
open.
of them in her sleep tonight.
Yeah.
Jackets able to hold the zone. Klagora in the right circle takes a shot. Pad saved by Bliss as the Jackets ratchet up the pressure here in the waning stages of the second period. Puck is tied up in the left wing corner. It's going to be worked loose and played up the boards. Not out as Roski holds left point. Now back the other way. Beloit clears. Jackets regaining control. Klagora on the left wing. Comes across the Beloit line. Nifty move around one. Gets around a second. Klagora takes it to the net. The shot of the save is made by Bliss. Some deft stick handling there by Emma Klagora.
Coming on a sharp angle. Just too much of an angle for her to make up as she made all those moves with her forehand and backhand. Made a couple of nice moves. Reminiscent of the moves that Kendall Gustafson made on the goal, but like I said, Bliss able to make the save.
Kennedy Grolke plays it ahead for Beloit. Yellow Jackets will take it back. Bugas' pass broken up, tipped back into the Yellow Jacket zone. Steiner gets it there and moves it ahead for Klagora on the left wing. Her pass for Scherling, a little too much on that. And back the other way now comes Beloit. Across the Yellow Jacket line, left circle, a shot glove save made by Maddie Wastrel. Just her second save of the game. And we'll get a face-off in the Yellow Jacket zone with 4.5 minutes to play in this second period.
Kind of hold your breath on those, John, when they come in and they haven't seen a puck in a while. The shot comes in, but Foster looked pretty comfortable making that save, so she seems to be locked in as we approach, like you said, the final moments of the second period.
Shot from the left point hits traffic in front. Taylor Marks has it now. She'll retreat behind her net. Leaves it over for Addison Fee. Now she'll curl back behind the goal. Fee's pass over to the right wing for Gustafson. Now ahead for Scherling at center. Scherling for Fee across the line. Addison Fee right circle takes a shot. Stick save Bliss. On the left wing board, Scherling moves it into the high slot. Slides a pass over. Gustafson right side. Now up top. Carrick fans on the shot, but it actually comes right to Marks at the left point. She'll dump it back in. Yellow Jackets will tag up.
I thought they were, for a minute there, that might be springing a break for Beloit the other way as it came off the heel of the stick. Have Carrick on that far side, but thankfully balance went the Yellow Jackets' way and they play on the offensive zone here.
Makala carrying it up the right side for Beloit. Fian Makala across the Yellow Jacket line. Right circle, a shot that's going to get blocked by Carrick and deflected up into the netting. And we'll get a face-off here in the Yellow Jacket zone. 3:31 remaining in this second period. Shots 34-2 favoring the Yellow Jackets, and they have a 1-0 lead.
Can't remember the last time the Yellow Jacket women's hockey team's only given up 2 shots to this point of a game, John. That's a thinker. I don't know.
I don't think there's any way of knowing that.
Yeah.
My assumption would be it's probably against Finlandia.
I'm guessing. You have to go back and look again. That's many, many moons ago, so we'd have to go way back for that one. But
I would have nothing that would tell you that they only gave up 2 shots with 3.5 minutes to go in the second period. There's nothing that I could look at that would tell you that.
Yeah.
But I can go back and look at the record for fewest shots allowed in a game, because we may be getting there.
Yeah, I was about to say, we might be approaching that if this continues the way it's going right now.
In the neutral zone, it's taken by Horning and dumped into Beloit territory. Olenek giving chase. It's chipped past her, but held in by Roski at the left point. Her shot gets through. Bliss makes the save. She didn't see it. Was able to get a glove on that.
Yeah, Olenek was right in her gorilla on that one. It was well done by Bliss, able to stick that one off in the corner. Blocker it, actually.
Puck comes all the way back over to the left wing side. It's going to come to neutral ice. Detch carrying it to center. Brittany Detch across the red line, dumping it in. The puck behind the Yellow Jacket net. Roski's going to come away with it here with 2.5 minutes to play, second period. 1-0 Yellow Jackets. Roski up the right wing. Carries it across the line. Throws it in front. All alone was Avery Olenek. Arms not quite long enough to catch that pass. Now Olenek feeds that out front. The shot by Parnell goes over the top of the goal. Puck is going to come all the way to the line. It did sneak out. And the Yellow Jackets are going to be called for the offside.
And Ashlyn Parnell's had a string of good looks here, John, the last few shifts for her. I mean, coming off the bench, beautiful pass. Banger on that right side. Got a little under her shot, lifted it over the net, and then we talked about that a few minutes ago, that one that was right on the goal line. Just couldn't find the puck in the back of the net, but I have a feeling that Parnell might get one before the night's out if she continues to go this way.
Puck dumped back down in the Beloit zone again. It's going to be wrapped around to the right side. Jackets able to break that one up. They play that back down to the left corner. Anderson centers. It's going to go off a skate. And it's going to be sent back the other way by Detch. That's going to come all the way down, and it's going to be an icing call on Beloit.
So shots in the first period were 19-1. So far, 1:53 remaining here. Second period shots are 16-1 in this period. All added all up, and it's 35-2 now. The shots. Still just a 1-0 game though.
Fewest shots allowed in a game in school history is 4.
Okay.
Happened twice. October 29th of 2021 against Lawrence and February 18th of 2022 against Northland.
Okay. Well, we have our answer right now. One shot in each period so far for Beloit. The Yellow Jackets, as I mentioned, 19 in the first, 16 so far in the second here with 1:46 on the clock. And the Full Metal Jackets are in the building, in case you don't know who that is playing in the background. Haven't seen a lot of them this year, but good to see them coming out here on a Friday night here at Westman Arena.
Playing Gangsta's Paradise. Did you hear that earlier?
I did.
Or I guess if Amish Paradise, if you're a Weird Al fan.
Yeah, if you're a Weird Al fan.
You know.
Yeah.
In the neutral zone on the left wing side, it's dumped in by Parnell. Beloit taking it back. Jackets break it up at center as Steiner flattens Kennedy Grolke in the neutral zone, and it's going to be a penalty on her for the second time in the game.
Yeah, I'd like to see a replay on that one, John. I don't know if Steiner did kind of raise her arm there and did definitely check her. But I'm not sure, just because of proximity, that Steiner really had any other choice other than to just kind of stand her ground there. That was a bang setup right there in terms of the body contact, and Steiner not happy with the call, but it is going to be the second power play now for the Bucks.
18:42 the time of the penalty. Roughing on Stacy Steiner. Puck is in the Yellow Jacket zone. Played into the left circle. Comes loose at the front of the net. Olenek on the backhand. Chips it to the line, but not out. Schreier has it left point. Sends over to the right side for Hoffman. She takes the shot. The save is made by Wastrel. The rebound there, and that one's going to go just wide, as it was a shot by Avery Sinclair between the circles. Now it comes all the way back up to the line. In the right circle. Now down to the right wing corner. Addison Grolke turns and fires, and that's going to miss wide of the mark. It's going to be played back up to the blue line now. Schreier walks it over. Dishes it to the right circle. Pass back out in front. Puck bounces around. Ends up left corner. Taken here by Anna Scherling. She goes to clear and puts it right onto the tape of Schreier at the blue line. 25 seconds to go in the period. It's played over to the right circle. Hoffman takes a shot. It gets blocked on the left side of the net. Mackenzie Kostiuk for Beloit. Up to the blue line. Now back over to the right circle for Hoffman. That shot gets blocked. And Avery Olenek will carry it back to center shorthanded. Takes a long shot from outside the line. Steered away by Bliss. And the buzzer will sound, bringing the second period to a close. I think if you're the Yellow Jackets, you're still happy. Out shooting the team handily, 36-3. You did finally get a goal, but at the same time, you're probably sitting here going, boy, I feel like we should have about 5 right now.
Yeah, Ashlyn Parnell could have had 2 in that period herself. Maya Anderson had a great look. She just kind of whiffed on the opportunity when the puck came low slot. She had a look. Avery Olenek has had some good looks here so far tonight. I mean, there's been a lot of opportunities here for the Yellow Jackets to put a few more pucks in the back of the net, but as it stands right now, it's 1-0 heading into the third, and you hope that a power play like this one doesn't come back to bite you in a game where it's just a 1-0 contest. But nevertheless, certainly the Yellow Jackets controlling the action, but in a 1-goal game, John, as you know, anything can happen. So
Take a look down ringside. Abby, who you got?
All right, Kendall, after 36 shots on goal, you finally got your 7th goal of the season to give you guys the lead, 1-0. How did that feel?
It felt great to get another goal for the year and just great to get one on the board for this game. I think it gave us a lot of momentum going into the rest of the game here.
You guys seem to have so much momentum this game, just dominating the other team. Is there something specifically that's been driving that?
I don't really know, but we're buzzing this game. Like, we're having fun in the locker room. We're having a lot of bench energy. I just say we're buzzing pretty good today.
Yeah, I love to hear it. Well, you guys keep playing your game. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Back to you guys up top.
Thank you very much, Abby. So Kendall Gustafson, the goal scorer. Good use of the buzzing pun there.
Yes.
You know, we've had plenty of buzzing puns here this evening. Hey, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that. And at any rate, Yellow Jackets with the 1-0 lead after 40 minutes here at Westman Arena. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with our second period summary right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Sports Network. It's our second intermission, and as always, the second intermission is sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. Yellow Jackets with a 1-0 lead over Beloit after 2 periods of play. Beloit will have 42 seconds of power play time that will carry over into period number 3.
Although I just have to make the comment that it's ticking off the clock as we speak.
Yeah, it usually does.
It does it?
It usually does, yeah.
Okay.
There is an extra button that you have to push.
Okay.
Excuse me. There's an extra button that you have to push in order to keep the penalty time from running down during
I just think they're trying to figure that out down there as we speak, because it stopped and now it's going again.
Yep, so I think they were just playing around with that a little bit as they're training in a new scoreboard operator here tonight. So, yeah, it's just one of those quirky things that there is a button you have to push, and if you don't know exactly which button that is, then chances are you're not going to push it, and the penalty time will run down. So you just have to be prepped for when we go back for the start of the period to plug in the penalty time. That will carry over into the third period. It'll be the second power play for Beloit. They are currently 0 for 1. Yellow Jackets 0 for 2 on the power play. 5 shots on goal when they have had the advantage tonight. And shots on goal have not been a problem.
No, not at all. You had 19 in the first period, 17 in the second, 36-3 up on the board as we speak. And just the one goal in the back of the net. A beautiful goal, by the way, by Kendall Gustafson. It's a highlight reel type of goal. And she seems pretty excited about it based on what she told Abby Hoffman in between periods. But, it was a beautiful move and a well-deserved goal as well. There's really not much more I don't think that Maddie Bliss could have done to stop that shot.
No, she did a really good job of getting the defender to kind of commit to going one direction and then just kind of push the puck between the skates.
Yeah.
Picked it up herself between the circles. And when it's her and Maddie Bliss one-on-one there, she's Gave it a quick look, went top shelf on the glove side.
Correct, yes. And it was a really nice move like we talked about. A very patient move by Kendall Gustafson, too. And that's one of those moves you don't always see a freshman be able to make. A nice patient little move going from the backhand to the forehand and then coming back the other way and roofing a shot over the top. You don't always see a freshman poised enough to be able to make that play. And a really good indicator of where Kendall Gustafson's season has gone and what kind of potential she has for the future, certainly.
And I was wondering if we were going to have a change on that. So the once unassisted goal is no longer unassisted. Ashton Parnell getting credit for the assist on the 7th goal of the season from Kendall Gustafson, and that is all the scoring thus far in the game. Matt mentioned shots on goal in the first period were 18-1 Yellow Jackets, 18-2 Yellow Jackets in the second, 36-3 for the game. And I know there's people will look at that and go, that's home cooking. They're not given credit for shots because I've done enough games in enough buildings where it is that way sometimes where you basically don't get credit for a shot on net unless you score the goal. That is basically the only way that it gets done. I'm not going to call any buildings out, but there are some that are renowned for not giving credit for the shots on goal.
I think there's a wink that goes along with that.
There definitely is, but I will confidently say that's a legitimate 3 that Beloit has this period.
I would definitely say that. I think they've been on top of it down there at the scorer's table, being able to get the shots up. And, if you're the Yellow Jackets, like I said, you've had the one goal in the back of the net. Maya Anderson had a great look. Two great looks.
She had 2.
Yeah, and in that second period alone, Ashton Parnell, who now has been credited with the assist. Good to see her get a point on that goal by Kendall Gustafson. Also has had some really good looks, and I'm still trying to figure out how that one didn't go in the back of the net.
I have no idea how that didn't go in because she was already standing in the goal crease.
She was, yes.
The puck was in the crease.
She was actually in the net.
The goalie was back in the net. I mean, I don't know how that thing didn't end up in the net.
There were several sticks also swinging at it.
It ended up coming out the left side.
It did. It somehow made its way past the post and into the corner. I don't know how that happened either, but yeah, Ashton Parnell. I'd like to see her get rewarded with a goal tonight just by the way she's played. Anna Sherling's also looked good. Very creative with the puck. She's one of the Yellow Jackets' more skilled players with the puck on her stick. She's made some nice reads as well. And, it's nice to see the upperclassmen also kind of helping out as well. I mean, Parnell with the assist. Sherling doesn't have any points as of yet. But, it's been pretty much a complete performance from the Yellow Jackets in terms of territorially, especially on 5-on-5, John. I mean, they have 31 to, I believe it's 31-2 the margin in shots 5-on-5 for the Yellow Jackets.
Right.
So, you can't really ask for much more than that. I mean, it's like what you said after the end of the first period. You just want to see some more goals in the back of the net. That's it.
Yep. The only place that it's not being dominated by the Yellow Jackets is the face-off dot.
Pretty much. Yeah.
The Jackets have won 19 face-offs and Beloit has won 17. So
yeah, it's been pretty even up there.
Pretty much 1-for-1 there. But everywhere else, it's been a big advantage for the Yellow Jackets tonight, except on the scoreboard as they're struggling to find the back of the net here. We're under 10 minutes to go here in this second intermission, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. 1-0. The Yellow Jackets have the lead here after 2. We'll take a break and come back with more of our second intermission right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Sports Network. We're back here at Westman Arena. Under 8 minutes to go. Here's second intermission. Second intermission sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. The Yellow Jackets with a 1-0 lead over Beloit after 40 minutes. Kendall Gustafson, her 7th of the year at 8:14 of the second period. The lone goal on the board so far here tonight. Same two teams tomorrow afternoon here at Westman Arena. 2 o'clock face-off, 1:45 pregame show. That'll just be exclusively on Yellow Jacket TV. Will not be on the airwaves of 91.3. That instead is going to have a basketball twin bill.
It is.
Senior days from the Marks for both the Yellow Jacket women and the men. The women and men playing host to Minnesota Morris. The women, who are currently sitting third in the Upper Midwest Athletic Conference, have locked in a spot in the postseason tournament. Now jockeying for position against playing the team that's directly in front of them in the standings.
Yeah, preseason favorite in the UMAC was Minnesota Morris coming into the season. The Yellow Jackets were the preseason number 2 in the league. Right now, Bethany Lutheran is going to win the regular season title. But that game between the Yellow Jackets and Minnesota Morris, if things break right, would be for a home playoff game. So if the Yellow Jackets can win that game against Morris, Morris took the first matchup. So if Morris wins that game tomorrow, they will be hosting the Yellow Jackets, I believe, in the first round, or the semifinal round, I should say, of the UMAC tournament. Men's basketball, unfortunately, is out. Tomorrow will be their last game of the season, but still a chance for Coach Greg Polkowski and company to go out on a high note. While Morris's men, I believe, are still in first place in the league.
I was just going to bring the standings up.
It's a log jam on the men's side. I know that.
Actually, North Central's in first place.
Okay.
With an 8-3 mark. Bethany is second at 7-4. Morris tied at 7-4. And then Crown at 6-5. Those are the top 4 teams in the conference that are going to make their way into the tournament. On the women's side, Bethany has clinched it. Minnesota Morris is currently second at 8-3. Then the Yellow Jackets 7-4. North Central is fourth at 6-5.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets had the tiebreaker against North Central.
So they're guaranteed a top 3.
Yes, a top 3.
I haven't taken the dive into the rabbit hole of tiebreakers to see
how it all plays out.
If the Yellow Jackets beat Morris tomorrow, who would have the tiebreaker? I haven't looked at the criteria, so I don't know.
I'm not quite sure either.
I don't know how deep it goes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what all the tiebreakers are, but as it stands right now, it's pretty much a straight-up thing, and the Yellow Jacket women would have to beat Morris tomorrow. And then I don't know how that would play out necessarily if they go by, for instance, in some leagues they go by scoring margin in the 2 matchups. I don't know if that's how the UMAC does it or not. Like I said, the top 4 is set on the men's side. I mean, they're all not quite locked in, though. You got Bethany and Morris are both 7-4, so that's a big game for the Cougars tomorrow against the Yellow Jackets. So.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah, so there's going to be some interesting things happening on the court tomorrow for those 2 games with yours truly on 91.3 FM and on Yellow Jacket TV.
That'll get started 3 o'clock.
Yep, 3 and about 5.
The opening tip, and then the pregame show at 2:45. All right, so let me see. Seating procedure. This makes for interesting radio, doesn't it?
It does indeed. Well, I'm learning with you, too, as are the folks back home. So
it'd be winning. The first tiebreaker is winning percentage of UMAC games. Okay. So if the Yellow Jackets win, that's tied. Head-to-head record is next, tied.
Okay. Yep.
Cumulative record against all teams above them, which would be only Bethany Lutheran.
And then Morris.
Well, no, if the Yellow Jackets and Morris are tied, it's everybody above them, which would only be Bethany.
Correct, and then they would both have lost 2 games to them.
Right. So now you're down to record versus teams in the conference standings in descending order of finish.
Okay.
So then...
My brain isn't working too well this time of day, John. I'd have to go back and look at descending orders. I mean, from first down to...
Well, that and
7th then?
I'm assuming, that's the tiebreaker would be starting in first, skipping over 2 and 3, and then keep going all the way down.
And that might help the Yellow Jackets because they do have that sweep against North Central.
Right.
And I think Morris might have lost a game to North Central. I don't know that for a fact.
Well, let's take a look here. I mean, we've just got 3.5 minutes before the period starts, so let's have a look-see here. Let's have a look-see. So we go to schedule, Minnesota Morris, basketball. This is just
this is
gripping radio right now.
It is indeed.
So you're looking at North Central is what we're looking for?
Yes, correct. And to see how they did against the Rams.
They lost to them
in overtime.
On January 14th in Morris.
Okay.
and then beat them in Minneapolis. So they went 1-1 there, and the Yellow Jackets had that sweep.
They did.
So if they can get a win tomorrow, then they should be the number 2.
Correct, yeah. So that would be...
If we're reading this correctly.
If we're reading this correctly. I'd have to check in with Corey Borkhardt. By the way, happy belated birthday to Corey. He had a
the
birthday.
commish.
Yes, this last week. And real nice guy. One of the nicer guys you'll ever meet, Corey Borkhardt. But, so I'll go ahead and say that. If the Yellow Jackets can win, based on what we think we're reading.
Yep, they would be the 2 seed, which means on Wednesday, then they would host Morris.
Correct.
In the first round of the UMAC tournament, and that would be then live on both Yellow Jacket TV and 91.3.
Yeah, and if that doesn't happen, I'm going to feel a little bit in the lurch because I've gotten really used to doing a lot of playoff basketball over the years, so...
So that'll be the doubleheader on the airwaves tomorrow, and then wrapping up the triple header will be men's hockey, who's going to be home for the first round of the WIAC tournament, playing host to Stevens Point.
That's an opponent we haven't seen in the first round in a while. I can't remember the last time. We've seen them later in the tournament.
But we've seen them there in the first round a few times, but I learned last weekend so the Yellow Jackets went down there and took care of business, winning twice at KB Willett Arena, which savor the flavor of that because it doesn't happen
very often.
It doesn't happen often. We actually went back and looked, and the last time the Yellow Jackets swept at Stevens Point, you got to go back to 2006.
Oh wow! I didn't realize it had been that long.
I asked their radio crew, when was the last time you were swept at home? And they said the last time we lost back-to-back conference games
at home
was probably like 2021.
Oh, wow.
But that wasn't a sweep. That was we dropped a Saturday one week and then a Friday the next.
Okay.
The last time they were swept at home, you're going back to about 2012.
Okay.
And then...
outright swept at home.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the last time they played a WIAC playoff game on the road was 2016.
Oh, wow.
So this is
uncharted territory for them.
Yeah, they haven't been in this territory for a long time. So hopefully the Yellow Jackets can carry that momentum from last weekend because they played 2 really good games down there last weekend.
And they were tight games. Mm-hmm. And you always expect that against the Pointers. They typically have a very skilled, fast squad that's usually pretty darn deep and good goaltending, good offensive talent. So that was a good sweep for the Yellow Jackets last weekend.
They put the penalty up on the wrong side. Now they are...
now we are penalty-less.
Now they are...
Yeah, they're having a conversation down there, and we're still waiting.
They're still waiting on it. There it is.
There it is.
So anyway, that'll be the third game of the triple header tomorrow. 7:05 face-off, 6:30 pregame.
And I just got to say, it feels weird to be talking about playoffs at this point.
I feel like it just started.
Yeah.
You know, but baseball is in spring training.
They are.
Yellow Jacket baseball has played, so, you know.
So is softball.
There you go.
Both teams have already played 2 games, so.
In the neutral zone, it's controlled by Beloit.
Although you wouldn't be able to tell by what happened outside on Wednesday night.
No. Schreier plays it into the Yellow Jacket zone and gives chase. Kylie Schreier behind the Yellow Jacket net. Carrying it all the way up. Eiley Dahl breaks up the pass. And Veda Roski will clear that one down into the Beloit zone. Final seconds will tick off the penalty. Stacy Steiner exits the penalty box. And we are back to 5 skaters apiece now. Beloit 0 for 2 on the power play as Ashton Parnell comes into the Beloit zone on the left wing. It's poked down in the left corner. Parnell lost her footing, then gets back up as the puck is behind the Beloit net. Now in the right corner, Maya Anderson with the steal. Anderson tied up along the boards. Gustafson picks it up for the Jackets. Had tried to give it back down to Anderson, but that's broken up. Puck comes into the high slot. And it's going to be cleared back out into the neutral zone. Parnell gets it back and goes to dump it in. Comes down behind the Beloit goal. Picked up there by Chady, and she'll wrap that one around on the left wing. Chipped ahead at center. Into the Yellow Jacket zone, Avalar. Over to the left wing side, Roski into the middle now for Addison Fee. Fee on the backhand, flips that one into the Beloit zone. Puck comes up to the blue line. Gustafson giving it off. Wharton's going to drive it down. Check that. Avalar, sends that down low. Now behind the goal, Fee loses the handle on the puck, and Beloit will come back the other way with Julia Fussy on the right wing. She sends it rink wide onto the left. Riley Avalar breaks that one up. Beloit regaining control here. Kennedy Grolke on the left wing. Gets away from Sherling. On the left wing side. Hoffman has it for Beloit. She works it into the slot. Backhand shot blocked in front. Puck is going to be played back up the right wing boards. That's not going to go. Avalar behind the net. Over for Roski left side. Rink wide on the right. Gustafson now across the red line. She flips it in. Kicked away by Bliss. Now it'll be redirected up into the netting. Face-off coming up here in the Beloit zone. 17:25 to play in this third period. 1-0 Yellow Jackets.
Not a bad idea by Kendall Gustafson, considering it's just a one-goal game. Just flip that in, see if you can get a bit of a home bounce there, and see if you can catch Maddie Bliss napping, but didn't happen.
At the right point, the shot by Marks gets through, and a pad save made by Bliss. Jackets pick up the rebound. Olenek on the right wing. Up top for Carrick. Her shot blocked. Horning turns and fires from the right circle, and the save made by Bliss. She'll cover that up. And we'll have another face-off coming up here in the Beloit zone. Shots 37-3 favoring the Yellow Jackets here with 17:11 to play in the third.
And it's Olenek, Kovala, and Horning out there for the Yellow Jackets right now, this forward line.
Horning has it off the draw, sends it up top. Left point Marks gets a shot through. Save is made. Olenek on the rebound. Bliss with the save on that as well. Now the puck to the left wing corner. Sinclair has it for Beloit. She's going to throw that one up the middle, and it's going to come all the way down the ice. Icing waved off on the play as Aislinn Carrick pursues the puck. She'll throw that one ahead on the right wing. Gets to the line but not out, and Beloit will play it deep. Behind the goal here, this is Carrick for the Yellow Jackets. Gives it up the middle now. Kovala cuts it all the way over to the left wing. Kovala carries up the boards. Crosses the Beloit line and dumps it in. It comes around to the right wing side. Poked up the middle. That'll split the D and come back out to center ice. Gabby Olsen has it now for the Jackets. Olsen loses the handle on that one. Puck bounces around neutral ice. Olenek got it on the left wing, and she'll dump it into the Beloit zone. Buccaneers quickly coming back on the attack, however. Schreier across the Yellow Jacket line, sending it in. It comes behind the net. Bugas there first. Now Steiner for the Yellow Jackets. Dishes that one off left side. Rink wide onto the right wing. Wharton. She'll cut it all the way to the middle and feed it off for Lukazik, who dumps it in. Behind the Beloit net, Gabby Olsen breaks up the clearing attempt. Comes around to the left wing corner, up to the left point. Bugas with the shot. That catches traffic in front. Now the puck back out to the center ice. Steiner gets it there, and she'll dump it back in. Jackets very offside, and they're going to be whistled there.
That's a good way to describe that one, John. That was three players were still in the zone that needed to tag up. So
everybody offside.
Yeah, that was. Gabby Olsen tried to tag back up, but
that's like the penalty call in football. Holding.
Yeah. On everybody.
The entire line, or excuse me,
false start.
The entire offensive line. Jackets come across the line, and the shot taken by Avalar is grabbed by Bliss, and she holds.
Yeah, sometimes those things happen.
Face off again to the left of Maddie Bliss, who's made 39 saves so far today. At the right point, Avalar sends it deep. It comes around behind the Beloit net to the left wing corner. Now the Buccaneers get control, and Julia Fussey's going to send it ahead to center. Yellow Jackets break up the play. He's going to come back to the Beloit line. Moved up for Fussey on the right wing. Jackets break it up again. Anderson dumping it in. They're going to wave off icing there. Puck picked up behind the Beloit net. Wrapped around on the left wing. Kennedy Grolke tips that to neutral ice. Yellow Jackets regaining control with Carrick. And she'll dump it in. It's going to come around behind the Beloit net. Over to the right wing side. Tipped into the high slot now. Kennedy Grolke to center. It's poke checked off her stick. Beloit will play it back into Yellow Jacket territory now. Taylor Marks behind her net. Passes that one ahead on the right wing. It hops the stick of Gustafson, and Beloit will dump it back in. Puck comes back down behind the Yellow Jacket net. Carrick Has it poke checked off her stick. Carrick's going to regain control and now wraps that one back around the wall. It's going to come up the right wing side for Gustafson. Gustafson, the only player in the game to light the lamp so far, as we pass the 6-minute mark of the third period. Yellow Jackets leading 1-0 despite outshooting Beloit 40-3 so far.
And Beloit so far has changed it up a little bit in this period, John, in terms of now they're playing a pretty aggressive forecheck. Jackets having a little bit of a problem trying to break out of their own zone, but not a bad move by Coach, the Beloit coaching staff, excuse me. Considering you've only gotten 3 shots so far here. We've got 13:42 still left in this third period, but kind of changing it up now. We'll see if the Yellow Jackets respond to that.
It's crazy when you're looking at this going, shots are 40-3.
Yeah.
And this is a one-shot game right now.
Yeah, this is a 1-goal game.
At the right point, Steiner knocks the puck down on the boards.
If nothing else, it shows the how good goaltending can keep you in a game.
Absolutely. Inside the Yellow Jacket blue line, Bugas up the right wing. Gustafson now for Sherling across the line. Right circle, fires! The goal light came on! I got the saw the light on, but the referee waves it off. That's going to come all the way down, and that's going to be an icing call on Beloit.
Well, I'm wondering to be honest with you, I'm not sure what happened there.
I'm not either.
Because I didn't hear any metal.
No, I didn't hear the crossbar.
Got up over the shoulder of Bliss on the right side, and that's one of those, I'm not sure how it didn't go in, John, if that's kind of like the one that Ashton Parnell had last period, that one from Anna Sherling coming in at a sharp angle, and
referees are talking about it.
Light came on, then went off.
The light did come on.
It's kind of like that play that we saw with Taylor Marks earlier against St. Ben's this year, John, where she came in overtime and rifled a shot that we did hear the crossbar on that occasion.
Yes.
The light came on momentarily, as you recall, and then went off again. And the referees had a conversation with the goal judge that evening. And I don't know if they're going to have a conversation with the goal judge here as well. The light came on for a half second, then went off. Not unlike that play with Marks against St. Ben's earlier. So
yeah, and that one, again, the crossbar, and the players were actually celebrating. And you have the 2-on-0 going back the other way.
Yeah, now they are going to go back and talk with
They're going to consult the goal judge here, because the goal light did come on, and I think that's all the coaching staff is asking for is, can we just have a consultation here?
Yeah. And that's the right thing to do, go back there and ask him what he saw. And so they're going to talk this out.
It's the last thing you want if you're the goal judge is when they point to that door.
So now we're going to get a decision here, it looks like.
So the conversation continues. Gives us an opportunity to say Yellow Jacket Hockey and Bills Distributing are partnering to benefit Folds of Honor for the 10th year in a row. Every time the Yellow Jackets score a goal at home, Bills Distributing will donate $20 to Folds of Honor, helping provide scholarships and educational assistance to the families of fallen or severely wounded servicemen and women and first responders. Thought that one was appropriate right now, because maybe are we going to get $20 here?
I'll say no.
We are definitely not. That is an emphatic wave off.
Well, if nothing else, they were decisive about the call.
So it makes me wonder what was said. Because if they talk to the goal judge and then they go back and the referees talk again, what was said there?
Yeah.
Does the goal judge say, I saw it go in?
Well, and Bree Simon now wants a full explanation as well, which is appropriate, I think, given the circumstances here, especially in a 1-goal game here, John. Like you said, 1 shot away, and if you're watching Yellow Jacket TV, you can see Bree Simon right now having that conversation.
She's not really disputing anything, so the explanation is probably satisfactory. We will pocket that one for the pregame tomorrow, and we will find out what her views are on that. Meanwhile, back to live action here. The puck in the Beloit zone, left wing corner. Olenek battling for it. Ella Horning in to help out. She'll poke it loose. Nifty move to get around the defense. Horning on the backhand. A shot. Bliss makes the save. And then she'll hold on to that. Horning taking an extra poke.
Nice little dangle move that time by Ella Horning. We've seen a couple of Yellow Jackets pull that move now. Emma Kilgora earlier on. Kendall Gustafson did it on the goal. And nice move that time by Ella Horning as well, coming in, handling the puck, sidestepping a Beloit defender, and then getting a rising backhander on that Bliss has made the save on. Bliss has been just really good tonight. No question about that.
That was her 40th save of the hockey game right there.
Ella Horning, though, comes from quite a strong prep hockey background. Played her high school hockey at Hill Murray and won a state title with the Pioneers. So
Bugas with the shot from the left point, kicked away by Bliss. Puck is in the left wing corner. Olenek coming out with it here now. Avery Olenek. Stripped of the puck along the boards. Penalty coming. They're going to get Avery Olenek on the play. And it's going to be a power play for Beloit. She knew it. She went right to the penalty box.
Yeah, that one was one of those situations where she needed to let that one go. It was another cross check. Put the puck along the boards. The actual player for Beloit had lost her stick, then picked it back up, got the puck, and then Olenek went in there, frustrated with the turnover and cross-checked her, and it's going to be a power play here for the Bucks now with 12:41 left in the third.
Time of the penalty, 7:19. Cross-checking on Olenek. Jackets control the face-off, however, and get it out into the neutral zone. Poking it down inside the Beloit line. Claire Dixon forced all the way back behind her net. Eiley Dahl pressuring the puck on that. Probably should have been called for a penalty there as she whacked the stick out of Dixon's hands. Play continuing on as they come across the Yellow Jacket line. Schreier's got it on the right wing. Stripped of the puck there. Veda Roski to clear, but that's not going to leave the zone. Now Roski on the left wing, still battling for possession. It's taken away from her. Played up to the line by Addison Grolke. Now it's poked away again. Beloit maintaining control in the high slot. Finally, Eiley Dahl gets a stick on that. And she'll poke that one out into the neutral zone. Now Dahl with the steal. Eiley Dahl on the right wing side. Carries down to the corner behind the net. Good job by the D to break up the play. Puck is free behind the goal. And Beloit's going to come out with it here with under a minute to go in the power play. Carrying it to center. Fionn Makala. Makala across the Yellow Jacket line. A shot. Stick save made by Wastrel. Yellow Jackets will get it and clear it all the way down the ice. Picked up behind the net by Kennedy Grolke. Grolke now circles away from the forechecker and carries it up ice. Kennedy Grolke poke checked in the neutral zone. Play is broken up. Following it up is Ludwig. Natasha Ludwig got it to the Yellow Jacket line, but no further now. And it comes back inside Beloit territory. Starting up ice, Kennedy Grolke. Grolke up the right wing across the Yellow Jacket line. Steiner steps into her, and that's going to be a penalty.
That's the third one against Stacey Steiner today, John. And we're going to call interference on that? Is that going to be the call?
The signal was interference. Yep. She had the puck. 9:06 the time. So we're going to be 5-on-3 here for 14 seconds before Beloit will get a player back. Or excuse me, the Yellow Jackets get a player back.
Stacey Steiner's, that's her third penalty of the game, John, and not a great time for it, but
10:54 to go here in the third period. Face-off controlled by the Yellow Jackets, and Taylor Marks on the backhand sends that all the way down the ice. So the face-off win is crucial there because that will allow Avery Olenek to come out of the penalty box and join the PK effort. The puck is in the left wing corner. Yellow Jacket zone behind the net with it here. Claire Dixon over to the right wing side. It's poke checked off her stick by Veda Roski, but she's unable to clear. Roski gets it back, tried to clear again. It was knocked down. On the right wing boards, Yellow Jacket zone. There's a steal by Olenek, and she'll clear that all the way down the ice. In the Beloit zone. The drop pass for Dixon a little out of her reach, so she has to retreat once again. Now back the other way they come. Across the Yellow Jacket blue line on the left wing, Fussy. Fussy knocked off the play. Riley Avalar has it behind her net. Goes to clear, but it's knocked down. Now the puck loose in the right wing corner. Beloit coming away with it here. Ludwig. Her pass intercepted. And Olenek will send that all the way down. 45 seconds to go here in the minor penalty to Stacey Steiner. 9:35 to play, third period. Yellow Jackets holding on to that 1-0 lead. In the neutral zone, Makala tips it in. Picking it up herself behind the Yellow Jacket net. She comes out, has it left circle. Now all the way up to the blue line. Makala lost the handle on it, and that's going to be an offside call here on Beloit with 23 seconds left in the minor penalty. 9:17 to go third period. 1-0 Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, just stick handling it a little bit too long there. Came along the blue line on the power play. Still 23 seconds for the Bucks here. But yeah, just too much puck handling near the line. Came out of the zone for a half second. That's all it takes. Face off now in the neutral zone.
Shots 42-4 favoring the Yellow Jackets right now. Anna Scherling on the right wing will wire that one all the way down the ice. Fee giving chase for the Yellow Jackets. She wins the race to the puck. She's got it on the left wing boards in the Beloit zone. It's poked off her stick and comes back to neutral ice. Now Taylor Marks goes and dumps it in and hits one of the Beloit players in the back and ricochets to the left corner. Steiner out of the penalty box, so the Jackets now 4 for 4 on the penalty kill here this evening. With 8:45 to go in the third period. In the neutral zone, in the high slot of Beloit territory, Fee tries to settle that one down. Gustafson had her stick tied up with a Beloit player. She was unable to get control of the puck.
Lost a glove in the process.
It's going to come all the way down in the Yellow Jacket zone. Roski up the left wing for Fee. She clears. Beloit will regain control at center. Maddie Hoffman loses the puck, and the Yellow Jacket Scherling will dump it back into Beloit territory. Now from behind the goal, Hutchinson carries it to center. Hutchinson's up the right wing into the Yellow Jacket zone. Hutchinson takes the shot right circle and misses wide. Rebound will carry him all the way out to neutral ice. Picked up there by Detch. She goes to dump it in. Jackets regaining control. Roski inside her own blue line now. Throws that one rink wide. It's behind Gustafson. It's going to come all the way down. No icing on the play. Nia Chapman here for Beloit. Sends it ahead for Ludwig. Ludwig back over to the right wing side. Puck flipped out to center. Taylor Marks has it for the Yellow Jackets here. On the left wing boards, Maya Anderson dumps it back into the Beloit zone. Now the Buccaneers coming back to neutral ice with it. Oh, I thought they were going to call a penalty there as the Yellow Jackets slashed the stick out of Rachel Fussey's hands.
Yeah, that was Ziley Dahl again.
But play
stick work there, and we continue on.
She's had a couple of those tonight.
Yeah.
Puck is behind the Beloit net, comes around to the right wing corner. For Kennedy Grolke on the left wing, Jackets break that one up. Horning in the slot, tries to settle the bouncing puck down. It's still loose between the circles. Finally, Beloit will clear that away from trouble. Behind the goal now, Kovala for the Yellow Jackets. Plays it back around to the left wing boards. Coming away with it here is Fussey. Jackets break up the play. Rachel Fussey for Beloit. Throws a rink-wide pass to the left wing for Kennedy Grolke. Yellow Jacket Steiner gets there first and feeds it ahead on the right wing. Taken there by Horning, and she'll dump it in. Puck will come around behind the Beloit net. Over to the left wing corner. Beloit will regain control now and start it back the other way. Up the left wing, Grolke gets it to neutral ice. Rink-wide feed onto the left side. Jackets intercept. Scherling now coming off the bench. Comes across the line. She's taken down. Delayed penalty call coming here on Beloit as they wrestle Anna Scherling to the ice, and the Yellow Jackets are about to go back to the power play.
That was pretty thorough, John. No doubt about that one. Anna Scherling with a burst of speed off the bench coming in, and Beloit coaching staff doesn't like the call. Got the stick up underneath her and kind of took the legs out from under her. And
well, I think what they're going to say is Anna Scherling should get called too.
Okay.
Because she grabbed onto
the stick,
the arm.
Okay.
She kind of gave her the arm bar, and she grabbed onto the arm and basically pulled herself down. So I'm guessing that is what she is saying. Is if anything, it should go the other way. But at any rate,
yeah, Kelly.
Have you downloaded Swarm Central, the official rewards and loyalty app of the Yellow Jackets? Get started. Receive 200 points for registering, 200 more for downloading the app. Add points by attending games, arriving early, staying late, uploading photos to the Crowd Cameo. Redeem those points in the Swarm Central store where you can get t-shirts, coffee mugs, playing cards, stickers, water bottles, sweatshirts, blankets.
You know all about it.
All kinds of stuff.
That was your purview there for a while, John.
Find Swarm Central in the Apple and Google stores today.
Yes, there were many times I walked in your office especially last year where I saw all kinds of things piled up waiting for people to come and claim them.
Yes, the Swarm Central store exploded in my office a couple times.
All kinds of merch was in there.
6:01 to go, third period. Yellow Jackets up 1-0, going to the power play here for the third time in the game. Shirling at the right
not happy,
point.
by the way, about that call. Sorry, John.
It's okay. Horning on the right wing board. Up top, right point, Shirling. They trade places. Shirling carries it deep, now circles behind the net. Shirling over on the left wing side, cuts it into the slot. Shirling fires, and a save made by Bliss. Shirling on the rebound, and Bliss is going to get that one as well. Puck is in the left wing corner now. Gustafson tries to dig it loose as it's tied up underneath a fallen Buccaneer. Coming out with it here is Gustafson. Throws it to the front of the net, goes off the defender. Picked up in the right wing corner. Horning carries all the way up to the blue line. Now she'll cycle it back down low. Right wing corner, Shirling. Right point, Horning. Back down for Shirling on the right half board. She's going to carry it all the way into the high slot. Has it over on the left wing side. Shirling has it poked off her stick. It's going to be picked up there and driven all the way back down the ice. Puck is behind the Yellow Jacket net. Winning the race there is Schreier. She's got it for Beloit with under a minute to go in this power play. Schreier's going to carry it all the way back to neutral ice.
A smart play.
Now all the way back into her own zone before dumping it off. And that's the danger, is you end up turning it over and the other team has it, but Beloit's able to recover and clear. In her own zone, Taylor Marks. Now she'll retreat behind her net. And leaves it here for Avery Olenek. Olenek up the left wing into the Beloit zone. Tried to stick handle through the defender and then lost it. Puck tied up on the boards in the left wing, or left wing side of the zone rather. Up top for Steiner. Now Fee top of the left circle. Takes the shot, that gets blocked. And the Buccaneers will send that all the way down the ice. And that will effectively do it now. The Yellow Jackets 0 for 3 on the power play. Stacy Steiner sidesteps a check and throws it rink wide on the right wing. Fee run over. That's going to be a penalty as Claire Dixon got a little overzealous. Came all the way across the ice and took down Addison Fee. Extra skater on. Puck is in the offensive zone at the right point. Steiner takes the shot. It's tipped. Bounces down to the left wing corner. Olenek there first. She sidesteps a check. Olenek behind the goal. Loses it in the skates of Kovala, and finally Beloit will touch up. And the Jackets are about to go back to the power play.
Yeah, and there's a big one too, John. 3:31 now left. Assuming no other infractions, 2 minutes the Yellow Jackets can kill off here, and maybe you get an insurance goal. Only 3:31 on the clock, so that'll leave Beloit, like I said, assuming no more violations or infractions here with just 1:30 left. And assuming the Bucks do kill this off, I expect that you're going to probably see Maddie Bliss head for the net. Or head for the bench, excuse me, get the extra skater on pretty quickly thereafter.
16:29, the time of the penalty. Body checking the call on Claire Dixon. Fourth power play for the Yellow Jackets. Power play sponsored by Superior Water, Light, and Power. Clean, reliable, Superior. Taylor Marks in the slot, takes the shot, the save by Bliss. Rebound comes out of the left wing corner with it here. Gustafson, up top. Shirling at the right point. Right corner, this is Horning. Hello, Horning carries all the way back up to the line. Gives it to Marks. Taylor Marks now over to the left wing boards. A miscommunication by the Yellow Jackets there nearly results in the turnover. Marks gets it back. Marks now carries down the left wing boards to the corner. Taylor Marks left circle. Taylor Marks high slot. Takes the shot, that's going to miss wide. Taylor Marks picks it up again, gives behind the goal for Gustafson. Gustafson comes out left side and throws it into the goal mouth, but Maya Anderson was tied up. A minute to go in the power play here as Marks carries it to the high slot. Gives it up top for Shirling. Loads up the wrister, and that's going to catch traffic in front. Eiley Dahl on the right wing boards has it for the Yellow Jackets here. Under a minute to go in the power play now. Coming out of the left corner, Shirling is poke checked in the left circle, and that's going to be cleared all the way down the ice. Wastrel setting it up behind the net now and starting up ice for the Yellow Jackets. Addison Fee. 2 minutes to play here, third period. Yellow Jackets up 1-0. Somehow they managed to not go offside on that play as Olenek comes in on the right wing. Drops it up top for Eiley Dahl. She throws it toward the net. It's blocked. Puck ends up in the right wing corner. Coming out with it here is Olenek for the Yellow Jackets. She sends it up top. Steiner at the right point. Over to the left point, Addison Fee gets around one, takes the shot, the save is made, the rebound loose to the right of the net, but Olenek couldn't get a stick on it. Now up top, Steiner. Olenek takes the shot, it's blocked, comes across for Fee, had the wide open net, but they got us a stick on her at the last minute. Now a turnover, Kovala's got it for the Jackets, it's poke checked off her stick, comes into the right circle, Olenek now, up top for Steiner, right point. Gives it over to the left point for Bugas. She takes a shot. It's tipped over the top of the net. Behind the goal, Kovala comes out with it. Throws it right through the goal mouth. And Schreier has it for Beloit. She'll send that all the way down. Ooh, the Jackets dodging too many skaters on the ice penalty there. As they'll complete the line change now, and starting it up ice is Anna Scherling. Scherling up the left wing into the Beloit zone. Scherling left circle takes the shot. Save is made. Rebound on the doorstep by Parnell, and the save is made again by Bliss.
Man, Ashton Parnell, how many chances has she had tonight, John? Holy smokes.
Parnell behind the net, leaving it there. Coming out of the corner, the shot taken by Anderson, and the save is made by Bliss. How many chances has she had tonight?
Correct.
Now back the other way comes Beloit, 2-on-1 across the Yellow Jacket line. In the right circle, the shot taken, and the save is made by Wastrel as Addison Grolke let one go. Now the puck played back over on the left wing boards. The clearing attempt by Maya Anderson doesn't go. Puck picked up by Parnell. She has it below the goal line. Collides with Bugas. Now sends it ahead for Scherling. Scherling, rather than clear it, tried to skate it out. It gets poked off her stick. Bliss finally going to the bench, but there's only a second left. And that's going to do it. The most tense moments of the hockey game coming in the final minutes as the Yellow Jackets give up the 2-on-1 late.
Yep.
And Maddie Wastrel making her 5th save, able to preserve the 1-0 win.
Yeah, I mean, that was a heck of a way to end the game. Yeah, Beloit coming in 2-on-1. Sharp angle shot from that far side. Wastrel able to get her skate or her pad on it. Either way, she was able to kick it off to the corner. Beloit only had 5 shots on goal. 2 of them are very high quality shots.
I'd say.
One in the first period, one here at the end stages of the third. But the Yellow Jackets doing just enough to get by here, score 1-0. And they'll take the win. They're not going to complain about it. That's win number 3, 2 in a row now, and then they'll go for the sweep tomorrow. But yeah, I got pretty tense there in the last 30 seconds, John.
You have that. You have the puck in the offensive zone coming off that power play, and you're keeping it down there and everything. And I know what you're thinking,
right,
but at the same time, it's like you got to look up the clock and see how much time you have.
Yeah,
you got to know your territory there, and get the thing deep.
Right.
Just keep it deep. And they didn't keep it deep there, and then next thing you know, they're coming right back down the ice on you. And the first 2-on-1 of the hockey game for Beloit comes with 30 seconds left in a 1-goal game, and that's in your mind. You're going, all these shots on goal. It's basically been a one-sided hockey game, and it's a one-shot game at this point, and they're about to have a golden opportunity.
Well, and you take it, you just kind of grit your teeth and get it over with and just try to kill it off. The Jackets didn't give up a lot of chances tonight, maybe 2, maybe 3 for the whole hockey game. And there are several players in the gold jerseys tonight that are going to be thinking about goals that they feel like they should have scored that they didn't. But the fact of the matter is the Yellow Jackets do just enough, and they get the 1-0 win here.
It was a second period goal by Kendall Gustafson that gave the Yellow Jackets a lead. There was some high drama in the third when the goal light came on with about 7 minutes gone in the period. And lengthy discussion.
Yeah, and I still don't know what happened there either.
I don't know either. They brought the goal judge over and had a consultation with him, then had a lengthy discussion again with the officials before they dispersed to talk to each of the coaches. But it apparently wasn't cut and dried.
Yeah, I'm guessing it has to be indisputable.
If they went back to have another conversation amongst the officials, then they clearly, there was a discrepancy between officials and goal judge at some point there. So,
yeah, and Kelly Millens is still having a conversation with the officials, even as her team leaves the ice here down there. And
I'm very, very curious to know what the explanation was with the coaching staff, and we'll have an opportunity to.
Well, it would be a nice talking point for your interview tomorrow with Bree Simon.
It'll definitely be. I'll ask about that, but we get to have a conversation for the second time in a row after victories. So I'm hanging on just long enough here to see, is Abby going to grab anybody for postgame? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Yep, does not.
Looks like she's heading her back up here. So, final score tonight, Yellow Jackets winning 1-0. We'll take a timeout and come back with the postgame show sponsored by Synovus Energy and the Superior Refinery right after this. This is Yellow Jacket Hockey on 91.3 KUWS Superior and Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the WIAC Sports Network. Here at Westman Arena as the post-game show sponsored by Synovus Energy and the Superior Refinery. It comes on the heels of a 1-0 victory for the Yellow Jackets here tonight. With that win, the Yellow Jackets improving to 3-20-1 on the season and 3-8 in the WIAC. That gives them 10 points in the conference standings heading into tomorrow's regular season finale. More on that a little bit later on in the post-game. Beloit, meanwhile, now 2-23 on the year and 0-11. In the WIAC, and this is about as dominating an effort as you can have, Matt, and only have the score be 1-0.
Pretty much. That kind of takes the words right out of my mouth there, John. There's not really much more you can say other than the fact on 5-on-5, the Yellow Jackets were really good. The penalty kill did what it needed to do as well. Maddie Wastrel only had to make 5 saves to post this shutout, but you look at the opportunities the Yellow Jackets had. They had a lot of close-in opportunities. I mean, I can't take anything away from Maddie Bliss, the starting goalie for Beloit. She played really, really well. She was one of my 3 stars for the game, just giving a little preview on that.
Okay, good. I'm glad to know.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, if you're the Yellow Jackets, you feel like you should have put a few more in the back of the net, but you know what? You're still got 2 straight wins now. You file this one away. You say, you know what? We had 43 shots. Well, actually 48 shots. And, you probably should have scored probably 3-4 maybe goals. I mean, Ashton Parnell had a couple of great looks in the game. Avery Olenek also had a couple of really good looks. Maya Anderson had a couple of really good. I mean, you can go right down the line of players that had good looks in the game. Didn't go in the back of the net, but the good news is that you create the chances. Now you just got to find a way to put them in the back of the net and hopefully score a little bit more tomorrow in the second game of the series.
Let's jump into the post-game summary. It should be a pretty brief one. And if you heard the interview with Coach Simon, we talked about the week off in the middle between the win against Stevens Point and this one here tonight, and how do you pull the momentum from that victory into this weekend. And she said, it's going to be a bit of a slow start for us, I think, because of it had that week off.
Turned out not to be the case.
Anything but, as the Jackets win the opening face-off, and before you could blink, they had 5 shots on net. Ended up out shooting Beloit 18-1 in the first period. Nothing to show for it on the scoreboard, and that was kind of the harbinger of things to come.
Yeah.
They had some good chances early, weren't able to pump anything past Maddie Bliss, and that was kind of going to be the story for the whole night.
Yeah, that was pretty much the game right there. I mean, even the game-winning goal the Yellow Jackets got was coming up off of a broken play where Beloit got kind of caught in a change opportunity there. They had the long change in that second period, and you could see it kind of made a difference there as Kendall Gustafson Gustafson went on a one-on-one and scored the winning goal. But that kind of set the tone for the night. You felt like kind of Beloit was going to just try to clear out the middle and make sure that Maddie Bliss could see the puck, because she makes the initial save a lot, and she did that throughout the evening here tonight. Not a lot of rebounds even.
No,
either way.
There weren't a lot of second chance opportunities.
And so, a lot of one-and-done shot opportunities for the Yellow Jackets, and also for Beloit for that matter, because it's not like Maddie Wastrel, even on those 5 shots, was giving up juicy rebounds. She did not. But, that would kind of, like you said, set the tone for the night, and it just continued that way throughout the evening.
Scoreless after 1. The Yellow Jackets finally able to break through at 8:14 of the second period. It was Kendall Gustafson scoring her first goal since the middle of January, and it was an absolute beauty as she got the puck in the neutral zone and completely undressed the defender to go in on the breakaway.
Yeah, and that was on the backside again of that long change that Beloit was in. It was a one-on-one with also the aforementioned Maddie Bliss in goal, and just made a really pretty move from her backhand to her forehand, got around the defender and then roofed a shot over the top of Bliss. Not really anything that I don't think Maddie Bliss could have done any differently on that play. It just was a really nice play by a talented hockey player in Kendall Gustafson. Her 7th, as you mentioned, on the season. First in a long time, over a month. But came at a really good time, and it gave the Jackets a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, just her second goal since the middle of December. It was at 8:14 of the second period, and the Jackets were up 1-0. Seventh of the year for Kendall Gustafson. Ashton Parnell got the assist. 1-0 Yellow Jackets. And you're like, all right, we got the first one. Now, they're going to start coming here. They didn't. The chances kept coming. But they weren't able to pop a goal on there. So that was it for the scoring right there.
Pretty much, yeah.
Jackets out shooting Beloit 18-2 in the second period. At that point, it's 36-3, but the only lead 1-0. Then in the third period, controversy, high drama at Westman Arena as the Yellow Jackets applying pressure in the offensive zone. They think they get one. And are you going to cue that up for me here, Bradley, so I can see her here?
Let's take a look.
They think they get one. The goal light comes on. Lengthy discussions.
Yeah, it's Anna Sherling, by the way, on the shot that is in question here.
Yeah, she comes into the zone and in the right circle. And, boy, that's what she's in the right circle, and she takes the shot that beat Bliss on the long side, so the stick side. So when you watch that replay, and I apologize to the radio folks here, but when you watch the replay of that shot, I watch where the puck comes down.
Yeah.
So the shot was a high one. She was trying to go top shelf, and watch where the puck comes down. Like, what did that hit? It had to have. It's almost like it had to have stuck in the blocker.
Yeah, either that or
maybe it did catch pipe.
We didn't hear any pipe.
I didn't hear the post, but it doesn't mean it didn't catch the post. So just
I'm wondering if it actually, if it caught the blocker or it deflected off of the knob of her stick as well. I
mean, it's definitely heading in that direction. The goal comes on right away.
Well, and it's to that stick side, and she had we're not quite sure.
Yeah, it's inconclusive, I guess, is what we'll go with.
But it hit something. We don't know what.
That was an opportunity for the Jackets to get up at 2-0 and would have given them, I think, the insurance they needed. It didn't happen that way. They get the late power play, which allowed them to kill off the bulk of the last 3.5 minutes. They don't convert on that power play. They're still up 1-0, and a 2-on-1 coming back at you 30 seconds later. Maddie Wastrel made the save on that shot, and that preserved the 1-0 win.
Yeah, right blocker save to kick it off in the corner, and there from then on, just waiting for the clock to expire. But, for a game that was as territorially controlled by the Yellow Jackets as it was, you weren't expecting it to come down to a 2-on-1 in the final 10 seconds of the contest, but it ultimately did come down to that. Wastrel, who looked pretty sharp all night. I mean, she didn't see a whole lot of pucks, as we talked about, just 5 of them the whole game.
Yep.
But she made the save when she needed to, and again, there were a couple opportunities there. I'm still trying to figure out on that second period chance by Ashton Parnell how that puck didn't go in,
right?
And how it ended up kicking off in the corner. We talked about that one as well, but you can do a lot of coulda, shoulda, wouldas in a game like this, but the bottom line is that it's still a win of 1-0 for the Yellow Jackets.
Shots on goal in the third period. Yellow Jackets 12 for a game total of 48. Beloit had 2 for a game total of 5 penalties in the game tonight. Each team 4 penalties for 8 minutes. Each team going 0 for 4 on the power play. The Yellow Jackets with 9 power play shots in the hockey game, compared to 2 for Beloit. So 5 on 5 shots. Do the math, 39-3.
Yep. Yep.
So, it really...
Like I said, you can't ask for much more than that.
No, it really does tell the story. So, at any rate, Yellow Jackets, with the victory again, are now 3-20-1 on the season, 3-8 in the WIAC. Beloit falling to 2-22 overall, 0-11 in conference play. 1-0 Yellow Jacket win. 3 stars. Who do you got?
3 stars. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. You have to give at least one, and I'm going to go with 3rd star today to Beloit's starting goalie, Maddie Bliss. I mean, she was...
You're doing a disservice to everybody if she's not one of the 3 stars.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, the reason why, of course, I'm going to give it to the Yellow Jackets because this is a Yellow Jacket broadcast. But, boy, Maddie Bliss, she was... if not the best player on the ice, very close to it tonight. Yep. I mean, she really was stellar in goal. She makes that initial save look pretty easy, actually. She did a really good job. And when the Yellow Jackets had opportunities to get, in deep, get shots right on, point-blank range area, she was fantastic. I mean, she made every single stop you could possibly make. She did a couple of the snow butterflies, as we talk about down there, snow angel moves. But she made every save you can possibly make in a game like this. So, Maddie Bliss of Beloit, your 3rd star of the game. 2nd star, I'm going to give it to Ashton Parnell just because she was really good tonight. She did everything but score a goal. I don't know how much more Ashton Parnell could have done to get a goal in this game. Thankfully, she got the assist on the game-winning goal, but man, oh man. I mean, there were some chances there that I know she's going to want back, but she was very lively. I mean, she really set the tone for the Yellow Jackets in terms of shots. I mean, she got the first shot of the game about 5 seconds after the opening faceoff, and from there on, she had a whale of a game. I thought Ashton Parnell was really good here tonight. And then the number 1 star, pretty obvious, Kendall Gustafson with the goal, her 7th of the season, off an assist from Parnell. It was just a gorgeous move. Gustafson didn't get, I don't think, as many chances as she normally does or how many she wants, but the one big chance that she did get, she made it count and put that puck in the back of the net, her 7th of the season, to give the Yellow Jackets the win, so she is your number 1 star for the contest.
Same 2 teams here tomorrow at Westman Arena. It'll be a 2 o'clock face-off. 2:45-ish pregame show. That game will be only on Yellow Jacket TV, part of a big sports day at home tomorrow as both hockey teams and both basketball teams are at home. So following that one, 3 o'clock opening tip, 2:45 pregame show on Yellow Jacket TV and KUWS. You'll have the call for Yellow Jacket women's basketball against Minnesota Morris. Following that one will be the Yellow Jacket men in their season finale, also against Minnesota Morris, probably in the 4:45 to 5:15 window, depending on when all of that wraps up. That game also on KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV, and then wrapping it all up tomorrow night here at Westman Arena, 7:05 face-off. 6:30 pregame show as the Yellow Jackets play host to Stevens Point in the opening round of the WIAC tournament. One and done now. These used to be 2-game series, but now it's a one and done, so anything can happen, like we saw tonight. Hot goaltender. Next thing you know, it's a 1-goal game coming down to the very last shot in the final minutes. So should be a very fun sports day tomorrow on the UW Superior campus, and hopefully some good wins that we can bring everybody on the airwaves tomorrow.
We'd like to think so. We'll see what happens, but our final triple header of the year. It's kind of weird. I mean, you and I have been kind of living on these triple header days now for several years, many moons, and hard to believe this is going to be our last one of the year.
Last one of the year.
Yeah. So anyway, we hope everybody back home will join both me and John. We'll have plenty of, John will have the 2 hockey games, I'll have the 2 basketball games, so a lot coming up here over the next 24 hours, so stick with us. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow up on campus and also here at Westman Arena.
Absolutely. We want to thank Bradley Lellis here with Yellow Jacket TV, our producer on site. Want to thank the Gus Bus and the trainees back in the studio at 91.3 KUWS. Also thanking Abby Hoffman for her work ringside, and the big sound Matt Johnson for his color and analysis here this evening. For all of them, I am John Garver reminding you final score here tonight. Yellow Jackets defeating Beloit 1-0, and it'll be the same 2 teams tomorrow in the regular season finale here at Westman Arena. Until that time, good night from Superior, Wisconsin.